Shout out to everybody. We are we're like 1 day away from the election. Shout out. Let's get to some of these videos. So it looks like shout out to the Cartier family. They ended up putting liberals lose it as final polls predict Trump landslide over Kamala Harris. Let's
Worst vice president in history, and she broke it. She just broke the whole damn thing, but I will fix it.
But I do want to say this. So I've been seeing like what's been going on like on Twitter, how people are thinking, and people got mixed feelings about going into this election. Some people feel like there's going to be voter irregularities. A lot of people feel different ways, right? I want to say this. Hopefully it all stays clean. There is a clean election. You know, that's what I'm hoping for. Regardless of who wins, you know what I mean? Everybody already know what side I'm kind of standing with in terms of voting. But, you know, I just hope it's a good, clean election and we don't see any, you know, fraud taking place. As far as like the popular vote doesn't decide the president. It is what it is. It's going to come down to the electoral college. Some people don't like the electoral college. Some people think it's actually a better situation because you got to think about population size in certain states. Like, let's just say California, you know what I mean? Like if a ton of people are liberal in California and they're voting, that can overwhelm like some states. So they had to figure out a different way of doing the elections. So, you know, and some people feel like, yo, that's kind of like cheating or however they doing it. I don't know. But some people don't like the electoral college. I see the arguments for it, and that's just me being real. You know what I mean? But the popular vote doesn't necessarily win the election. It's going to come down to the swing states. That's how it always plays out. So like normally if a state is all blue, like a California, they don't really, like if you're on a campaign trail, you're not going to take too much of that into consideration. Shout out to the chat. I see Dre in here. I see Sugar Black. Shout out to you, Sugar Black. They're not going to take too much of that into consideration. They're going to just like, yo, we about to just go to the swing states and try to win these, because that's what's going to determine who wins the election. I seen Joe Rogan podcast. He was talking about, he said it multiple different times. As far as the illegal immigrants coming into America, he's saying that they're being bussed. I'm not saying this. Joe Rogan is saying this. He's saying they're being bussed to swing states. I don't know. We just seen, I don't know if we reacted to this yet. Let me see if I can show y'all this, right? So somebody was trying to see whether or not there could be like voter fraud. Like, and I was very, very surprised, right, at this video. If I could show you. All right, so this is what it is. So the guy's basically seeing if you can vote without showing your ID. Right, so it says California is the most corrupt voting system in the U.S. When I voted in Glendale, California today, I refused to confirm my information was accurate, but the polling officials still had to trust me and issue a ballot. I asked the polling officials to check my ID, and she simply said, I take your word for it. It's California. This state is an absolute joke. Voter ID obviously necessary to ensure safe, secure, and verifiable elections. Never vote Democrat again. MAGA. Please share this post to expose how easy it would be to commit voter fraud in California. The rest of the country cannot go down the same path. Right? So let's see what he's saying.
How we doing?
Can I get the first three letters of your last name?
Yeah, H-E-N.
And the first three
Yeah, and if y'all can like the video, that would help. Shout out to Treehouse. I see you coming in here too.
letters of your first name?
J-O-R. It may be that may be correct.
Oh, and your house number?
It may be Avenues.
Can you confirm your year of birth?
It might be 1985, but it might not.
I'm gonna cancel your vote by mail
Is your
ballot.
birthday 1985?
It might be. I mean, yeah, but it might not be.
Well, what is your birthday?
It's 1985. I'm just saying it might not be. You can't verify it, but I'm just telling you it is.
Okay, are you? You're gonna sign an oath? You're okay with?
Yeah, I'm gonna sign it off.
That it's 1985.
Yeah, it's my birthday.
Great.
I'm just saying it might not be.
I'm gonna cancel your vote by mail ballot.
You can't see my ID, right? You could just verify my ID, right?
I mean, I take your word for it. It's California.
Exactly. So,
So-
might be, it might not be.
But if you're
Yeah, I'll sign my oath.
So I just want to ask a quick question, Susan. She asked him. She's a student, so she's
I get
learning.
it. Yeah, I get it.
She asked him if his birthday was 1985, and he said it is.
It definitely
and he
is.
says
Okay.
it might not be.
But it might not be.
What does that mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. Could you want to verify it?
Well, I'm just asking.
So
to
you
be
don't
honest.
ask them if this is their date. You ask them the year.
Yes, I did. Here.
It's 1985.
It is. Okay. Then
Might not be though.
That's fine. If you're saying it's 1985,
It's
you're gonna
1985.
sign.
Just might not be. I mean,
Well,
you can't really verify
It
it.
checks your signature. So
Yeah.
Can you accept
Except
and then sign?
this is definitely me, but it might not be. Here we go. Done. Cool.
So he's going there asking them questions. He's saying like, it might be this, it might be that, it might be this, it might be that. And they're still trying to pass it down to let him vote.
So do you guys verify the signature too that matches the voter ID? The county does? Does it have to match my signature? What happens if it doesn't match the signature? So they verify it just based on the signature
I think it's only in weird cases.
with
Yeah.
DMV?
If you're already in there and registered.
twice.
Okay.
It's only in
Got it. All right.
Here's your ballot.
Thank you so much. Cool.
And you
Any of these?
You can't take it
Any
home.
of those.
Oh yeah. Of course. Thank you.
I don't know what y'all think about that, because it's like, all right, so he did give an address, he did give you know what I'm saying, the address, he gave the date of birth, he gave like all of that. So, you know, him saying that and then saying, well, it could be not. It's like, but you still giving them a lot of information. It's probably showing up on their screen. So I don't know. It's like how y'all want to view that, but at the same time, like, you know, people are thinking that illegal immigrants are coming into the East, you know, coming into the country, flooding in. It's going to be easy for them to vote. So I don't know. Y'all tell me what y'all think down in the comment section below about that. I do think it's strange that they wouldn't really try to check to see whether or not somebody is like a U.S. citizen. I think it should be more thorough checking, you know, and California's just one of them states. They kind of open like that, you know, it is what it is. Unfortunately, it's just what it is.
And I'll fix it fast.
Now, at this consequential moment, who's better to have than CNN's political director, David Chalian, who's here with me to dive into each candidate's ideal path to victory. David, good morning.
Good morning,
So we talk about Vice President Harris first. What is her best path to victory right now as we look at the polls and where she stands?
I'm going to show you that, but you said look at the polls. So I just want to show you what you said at the top here about a margin of error race. This is our poll of polls across 6 of the 7 battleground states. There isn't enough reliable Nevada polling to put an average together right now in public data, but in the 6 other states, look at this. No clear leader in any of them.
Incredible.
It's just razor thin across the entire battleground. So you ask about Kamala Harris's most direct path. Her campaign will tell you time and again, they think they have several viable paths to 270, but they think their best path, their most direct path, is through the blue wall. And you see here, look, all the blue states that are shaded in blue get her to 226 right now. The red states, 219 for Trump, 7 yellow toss-up battleground states. If Harris were to win Pennsylvania, Michigan, and Wisconsin, she'd be at 270 electoral votes. She'd be the next president of the United States. But what if Donald Trump does win Pennsylvania? She goes down to 251. Where does she go down here to try and find that? So what if North Carolina,
Nevada, Arizona,
does actually flip blue
Georgia.
This time around? You were just playing some sound. They were both in North Carolina yesterday. Donald Trump keeps going there. That gets her to 267, Mom.
North Carolina.
So now she's just knocking on the door, and if she were able to repeat Democratic victories in Nevada in recent presidential elections, that would do it without repeating Biden's victories in Arizona.
hit the like
and
button if
Georgia.
y'all
There have been some concerns for
Why
her
so
in
many
Arizona
red?
in particular, but what
Why
It
so
goes
many
off population.
What was
It goes off
Kashi
population.
and Polymarket and all these niggas talking about, man?
Bro,
Man,
this is an if, because Trump's winning Nevada. He's also winning Georgia. He's
Video's
also
not
winning
over.
North Carolina. He's speculated to win Michigan. That's a toss-up.
The
He's
video's not over.
speculated he could
I'm
win
scared,
Pennsylvania.
bro.
And they got him leading in Pennsylvania. That's a toss-up. But they don't have Iowa filled in either.
I hate those little. I hate those little.
Is that not
little
the
ass
blank
states.
right
That's
there?
that
That's great.
county in Nebraska.
So why are they not filling in all these ones that are red? Nevada's red.
let 'em
Arizona's
continue.
red.
No, they said
Let 'em continue.
Nevada.
Let
is
'em
typically
continue. Let 'em
blue.
continue.
We speculate.
Right now, it's Trump's winning.
Let him continue. Let him continue. Let's not talk over the video.
Been some concerns for her in Arizona in particular, but what about Trump? What is Trump's path to victory here?
Let's reset the map here. And again, 7 yellow toss-up battleground states. His most direct path, first and foremost, North Carolina is the only state of the 7 he actually won in 2020. He needs to hold on to that victory, okay?
Right.
Now, we know he famously lost Georgia by just fewer than 12,000 votes. So
I don't believe he lost Georgia. What do y'all think? Y'all think he lost Georgia? I don't think that, bro. I don't think he lost Georgia at all.
if he were able to flip
I mean, he did, but I don't think he did.
Georgia back to red and able to win Pennsylvania, that would do it for him. 270 electoral votes, and he would be the next president of the United States. But what if, out-repeating Biden's victories in Arizona and Georgia?
And there have been some concerns for her in Arizona in particular, but what?
It goes off population.
What was
It goes off
County and
population.
Polly Market and all these niggas talking about, man?
Bro, this is the if, because Trump's winning Nevada. He's also winning Georgia. He's
And
also
we can't just say he's gonna win Nevada. You know what I mean? Like, I know what he's saying, but you see what they did last time. We don't know what they gonna end up pulling. Next thing you know, they'll be like, oh, well, the polls closed. We got the election results right now. You know what I mean? It's gonna come down to electoral college, so it's easier to like really calculate and everything. It might, you know what I mean? So I don't know, man. I don't know. I just, just hold out hope. That's all we can do.
win in North Carolina. He speculated to win Michigan. That's a toss-up.
The video's not over.
He could win Pennsylvania.
Bro.
They got him leading in Pennsylvania. That's a toss-up.
Yeah, you got like the Muslims in Michigan that's going for Trump right now, so we'll see how that ends.
But they don't have Iowa filled in either.
I hate those little. I hate those little.
Is that not the blank right
That's
there?
that county in Nebraska.
So why are they not filling in all these ones that are red? Nevada's red. Arizona's red.
No, they said
Brittany said it should be who wins the most states. North Dakota only has like 700,000 people.
They said Nevada. Let them continue. Let them continue. We speculate.
Right now, it's Trump's winning.
Let them continue. Let them continue. Let's not talk over the video.
There have been some concerns for her in Arizona in particular, but what about Trump? What is Trump's path to victory here?
Let's reset the map here. And again, 7 yellow toss-up battleground states. His most direct path, first and foremost, North Carolina is the only state of the 7 he actually won in 2020. He needs to hold on to that victory, okay?
Right.
Now, we know he famously lost Georgia by just fewer than 12,000 votes. So if he were able to flip Georgia back to red and able to win Pennsylvania, that would do it for him. 270 electoral votes, and he would be the next president of the United States. But what if Kamala Harris does win Pennsylvania? Where does Donald Trump go in the remaining states to make up the difference and get to 19? If he were to win both states out west, let's say, in Nevada and in Arizona, where he has a little bit of an edge, he's still 2 votes shy. So if she were to block him in Pennsylvania, Donald Trump would most likely still need to win one of the...
PA is like that. They like this, bro. Like she could win PA. Like, I'm keeping it real. I hope she don't, but she could. It's hard to change those people's minds, bro.
The other blue wall states, let's say Michigan, to get over the threshold and become president.
Wow.
Okay, that's CNN's.
So Trump has to win Pennsylvania or
Pennsylvania
Michigan.
Sounds like the state.
Yeah, Pennsylvania is a swing state.
That's
So
why he
is
spent a lot of
Michigan.
time
So
there.
is Wisconsin.
But we all know what happened
But
there.
I've heard in Wisconsin.
You know what's crazy? But you got to think like liberal media is dominated in Pennsylvania, bro. It is. So that's like the dangerous part. Like for him to even make it close like this is just like shout out to him. It's a testament of just how much work he's been putting in. But PA is it's super liberal media like that's out there. So, he's fighting against that. I'm not saying like don't give up. I'm not saying give up, but it's something to think about. It's something to think about. I think he does. I think he does need PA.
In Wisconsin, every county in Wisconsin is red except Milwaukee.
But that's really crazy. Like, because you got to think like his social media presence, Elon Musk, like all of these different people, bro, that is supporting him. Like their presence, like on the social media landscape, it's just it's enormous. So like for her to even be close, it's like how much more like let's not to digress, but it's like, how much bad do you have to does administration have to make your life before you not vote for them? Like, come on, y'all. Like, people, y'all gotta wake up. Like, all these swing states, y'all gotta wake up. Like, what are y'all doing? Y'all literally had a better life before their administration. Their administration hits, prices are high. Why would y'all want to vote for them again? Like, what? That is literally insane. That's why I be thinking like these polls don't really be reflective of what's going on. You know what I mean? I mean, I don't know. People are hard headed. You know, we don't want Trump in there. Like, I don't know, bro. That's crazy. Like, if they got like neck and neck, that is insane, bro. Like, they have literally done nothing for people. They've given everybody our money and did nothing for us. And somebody got to get out there and tell you to your face that nothing's been done for you. They got to get out there in your face and tell you that the borders are now open, and that's why you're starting to see illegal immigrants everywhere. They got to tell you that. Like, you don't know that. And you still considering to vote for people that are making this happen. This is people are crazy, bro. Like, literally insane. Shout out to Brittany. Literally insane, bro.
They said when we were there.
Yeah, definitely.
That's what they said.
Well, y'all might say,
but then they got like all the. We gonna get back to the video, but then they got like all the celebrities that are coming out in defense of the liberal party, like up there, like that might. Maybe it's making. I don't know what it is, bro. Celebrities do be like influencing people.
This weird, I can't say this, but Joe Rogan alluded to why Pennsylvania might, go blue.
If I did, I wouldn't answer. I'm busy.
You know how polls are done? I'm going to get myself in trouble, but so I really don't believe too much in them. So,
well, 2016.
I don't believe in them either, bro. Like, I like, bro. How we gonna get? This is Joe Rogan. I got to stop and react. I don't want this video to get pulled down, right? Because he's with Spotify, so that's why I'm stopping it. Let him talk a little bit, react. Let him talk, react. It's just what it is. This is I'm with. I don't believe a lot of these polls, bro. Like, there's no way. There's no way they didn't count all these ballots and everything. Just say, oh, it's neck and neck. Yeah, right, bro. Yeah, right. Like, nah. Like, how does she have 48%? Ain't no way, bro. Ain't no way.
Taught a lot of people about the ineffective.
Well, they were very ineffective because I thought I was doing well. I'd go to a place and I'd have 30, 40,000 people. Hillary would go, they have 500 people, and they tell me I'm going to lose. I said, why am I going to lose? I had 40,000 people. She had 200 people.
That is a big deal, what he just said. Like, look at Kamala Harris's rallies when she doesn't have celebrities there. This dude is filling up the New York Stadium. I can't remember what the name is. I'm sleepy. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's filling up that stadium in New York. I don't know, bro. And then you see she be barely, bro. She got to get Beyonce on stage, like, and people got to be thinking that Beyonce's gonna have Madison Square. Yeah, you gotta. All of that, bro. You gotta have Cardi B on stage. You gotta have Usher there. You gotta have all of this to make you look at her rallies when she does not have celebrities there. Like, they don't pan around and show everybody. It's when she got celebrities there they do. That's why I don't believe in this, bro. I think it's the elites playing games with us, bro. Like, these elections, they be playing games. That's what I think, bro. Like, I don't like people can get mad at me. I'm not saying that that's absolutely true, but that's what I feel. There is no way. She got to get Eminem up there. Beyond, like, come on, bruh. How do these? There's no way, bruh. No way. Like, they should be this close with this dude's popularity. You got to think this is the first GOP person in a long time that may actually win the popular vote. Off of the strength of just how he ran the country. And he's like way more popular than her. Thug Life, it is what it is. Look at her. So, like, look at when she posts. This is me being real. Look at when she posts a video on YouTube and she got all these celebrities on it. Look what he doing on the Joe Rogan podcast, like 30, 40 million views. It ain't no way. Like, ain't no way, bruh. And that's why I'm with him on that. I don't believe this. I don't believe this at all, bro.
But, you know, I have a theory. These pollsters, they charge you a lot of money, too. You know, they charge you $500,000 to do some stupid poll, and they interview like 251 people. I don't think they interview in many cases. I don't want to get myself in too much.
What? Did you hear what he just said? They charge you like $5. Nah, bruh. We rewinding that. Did he just say what we think he said?
These pollsters, they charge you a lot of money, too. You know, they charge you $500,000 to do some stupid poll, and they interview like 251 people. I don't think they...
$500,000 to interview 251 people. That's how they be getting... that's why you got to have so much money. Shout out to Sugar Black. That's why you got to have so much money to run for president. Because they be like, oh, we're doing a poll today. That's 500,000. Make sure that campaign sends it this way. We only interviewing 250 people, though. Like, what? That's a scam, bro. They scamming, bro. Like, nah. Like, y'all got to watch this Joe Rogan podcast interview.
Interview in many cases. I don't want to get myself in too much trouble.
You think it's bullshit?
No, I think they sit there, they make a deal, they get $500,000, and they say, Trump's leading 51-49. They announce it, and everybody says, oh. Do you understand? I really don't.
Yo, that's what I be thinking, bro. That's what I be thinking, man. Like, ain't no way, bro. Like, it's close like this. Makes no sense. Daryl Waters said everybody needs to get out and vote for Trump. That's the only way this country will be around in 30 years. I think it needs to be a landslide, like popularity vote wise. Like, and we gonna be real, right? It ain't gonna really do no good, like for somebody from a red state to like, it's red to like really vote. But you know what I'm saying? Like, but because he's gonna get the state anyway. But you really do want to get out there and vote just so the popularity, so people can see. It's like, yo, it's like, how's this lady getting electoral votes if it's this clear that this many people are voting for him? You got like mad people in California coming out trying to flip California red. I've never seen that before, ever. You got people in Chicago, like going to going in on the mayor talking about they about to flip the state red. You got people in red shirts like going all up and down Chicago trying to flip Chicago red. Like this, that's how popular this guy is, bro, and how fed up people are with the Democratic Party. So when these posters come out and they give you like, oh, it's you know what I mean, 49, 51, or 48, 50, like, come on, bro. I don't be believing these posters. So what he's saying, like, I'm with him on that, bro. I believe him.
No, I think they sit there, they make a deal, they get $500,000, and they say, Trump's leading 51-49. They announce it, and everybody says, oh. Do you understand? I really don't. I don't think they. I think in a lot. Look, I'm a very common sense person. I think that they probably don't always poll. Some of them probably never poll. What's the difference between 49-51 and 47.5?
Well, it's also a tiny percentage of the population. I don't think it's representative of the overall population. I just don't think
I don't know of one person in my whole life that ever got called by a pollster.
Exactly. That's my point.
I've never.
So,
facts! They don't want to hear that, Trump. They don't want to hear. When have one of these people contacted? I've never been contacted by these people, ever. Ever. Yo, that's crazy. Yeah, it's a reason she don't want to do a Joe Rogan podcast interview, bro.
I don't think they. I think in a lot. Look, I'm a very common sense person. I think that they probably don't always poll. Some of them probably never poll. What's the difference between 49-51 and 47.5?
Well, it's also a tiny percentage of the population. I don't think it's representative of the overall population. I just don't think
I don't know of one person in my whole life that ever got called by a pollster.
Exactly. That's my point. So,
and we are just 3 days away from the greatest political victory in the history of our country, I guess in the history of the world. But it only happens if you vote. If you don't vote, then bad things could be happening. You'll be very depressed. And we don't want to have depression, right? There's no depression.
No.
You know the best way to stop depression? Work your ass off. Work your ass off. You don't have time. You want to work so hard that you don't have time for depression. But I didn't come here looking for your money. I don't need your money. I don't want your money. All I want you to do is get out and vote.
I donated.
Hey, man. Work our ass off, like Donald J. Trump said.
The most viral poll of the day is the reason I don't believe in polls. Some lady about
I took a bunch of super chat money and I voted. Well, I mean, I campaigned for it. Donated to the campaign.
Name of Ann Seltzer or whatever.
Does that say?
That's
what
his
I think
Iowa?
it says?
Shout out to Colin Bradley with the 199. He said, good morning, y'all. Smash that like and subscribe. Thug Life. Subscribe to the channel. What y'all doing? Wait a minute. We got like 8,200 views in here. Like, what are y'all doing? Like, hey, just because I got 100,000 subscribers don't mean y'all can stop subscribing. Subscribe to the channel. Stop playing with me.
She's winning Iowa, but every single other poll I've seen, every single other poll I've seen has Trump winning Iowa by double digits.
That says Colorado.
Let's just go ahead and go home.
Why it says EO right there then?
Company.
Shout out to all the members that are out there. Like, if you are a member of the channel, you know what I'm saying? Like, your comments will get priority. Because y'all also got to think, man, these videos I be doing be getting like 100,000, like close to it, if not more. You know, so it's, you know, but just understand, like, I may say your name, you know what I mean? If you're a member and you say something, you know, it is what it is.
Bro.
Let's go home.
I thought it was
Nah, like, I mean, I know
we know Iowa is over with.
various of different content, but I know we've done music, sports, different things in the past. But our number one state from the most subscribers that we have is Iowa.
For sure. Shout out
to KP.
So I
We
don't
love
think
Iowa.
We love
They
Iowa.
wrestling in Iowa. They tough in Iowa.
Y'all got Caitlin Clark, the best woman basketball player.
I like the state of Iowa.
Oh yeah, I
I used
forgot
to love
about that.
Iowa wrestling.
What? Caitlin Clark?
Forgot about how that looked out there. Y'all think they voting for Kamala? Caitlin Clark, man? Oh, I think we have the lady that made that poll.
Shout out to Iowa.
Let's make a poll. We're going to poll everybody in this house.
Literally.
That's her.
I'm pretty sure.
She look like a woman muffin man.
All right.
A muffin woman.
Shout out to them. It's good to see different people's perspectives on things.
If I did, I wouldn't answer. I'm busy.
You know how polls are done? I'm going to get myself
Please.
in trouble. But
Deontay Kennedy, shout out to you. He is a member. Shout out to you and Piper Boy Thug Life. Shout out to Sugar Black.
so I really don't believe too much in him. So
well, 2016 taught a lot of people about the ineffective.
Well, they were very
use of polls.
ineffective because I thought I was doing well. I'd go to a place and I'd have 30, 40,000 people. Hillary would go, they have 500 people, and they tell me I'm going to lose. I said, why am I going to lose? I had 40,000 people. She had 200 people. But, you know, I have a theory. These pollsters, they charge you a lot of money, too. You know, they charge you $500,000 to do some stupid poll, and they interview like 251 people. I don't think they interview them in many cases. I don't want to get...
Are just 3 days away from the greatest political victory in the history of our country, I guess in the history of the world. But it only happens if you vote. If you don't vote, then bad things could be happening. You'll be very depressed. And we don't want to have...
Look at the Breakfast Club. Hey, yo, they are... Let me show y'all this. The Breakfast Club is ridiculous.
Where is Jack?
Look at what they put up. Trump implies he doesn't mind reporters getting popped at. Any little thing. Like, hey, black people, they controlling y'all minds. The liberals are they control this music industry, dog. It is what it is. I'm saying it. They control the music industry. This is ridiculous. Now, George Soros is a powerful person, bro. This is literally insane. They have sold completely out. I'm like so like flabbergasted, right? Did I just say flabbergasted? Yes, I did. Hold on. I'm so flabbergasted, right? The amount of things that's been happening before the election, Young Thug getting out of jail, like all these distractions, Young Thug getting out of jail. Now they got Big Meech, you know what I'm saying, sitting down with somebody about to do an interview, all of this. Then you got Lil Wayne and what they are, like Lil Wayne's concert. He brought back all the hot boys. Then you got, I'm not saying, you know, Quincy Jones just passed away. All of this stuff happening right before the election. This is crazy. It's so many distractions going on. I'm scared to go outside. Like, you don't know what's going to happen. You know what I mean? Like, it's crazy, crazy news to keep people distracted. Stay focused. There is an election tomorrow. Vote.
Depression, right? There's no depression. You know the best way to stop depression? Work your ass off. Work your ass off. You don't have time. You want to work so hard that you don't have time for depression. But I didn't come here looking for your money. I don't need your money. I don't want your money. All I want you to do is get out and vote.
Hey, Sugar Black, can you snipe Delrick Turner?
Vote. Get out. Tuesday.
All right, guys, we got to talk about the latest obvious psyop from the mainstream liberal media that is clearly being put out here in order to fire up a Democrat Party base that has not seen the early voting turnout that they need in order to win. Okay, that's what's happening here. Okay, the Democrat Party is depressed. Kamala Harris, as a candidate, she's not actually really motivating people to go out and vote. She's not Obama. She's not even Biden. She's not Hillary. Okay, that's the honest to God truth. She's not. Okay, but Democrats right now, they are in desperate need of hopium, and that's exactly what they got here with this clearly rigged poll from Ann Seltzer for the Des Moines
Interactive poll, final Iowa poll by Ann Seltzer. Oh my God, bro.
Register showing Harris up +3 over Trump in Iowa.
We want to protect the women of our country.
The Des Moines Register Iowa poll shows that.
Hey, Leo, that's in the chat. Shout out to you. How many times do I have to say I'm Republican?
Women are turning away from Trump
How many times I gotta say
leading
it?
Harris's surge in the state. Independent women are breaking late for Harris, giving her a 28-point advantage with them over Trump. And women 65 and older, they favor Harris by 35%. Independents overall supported Trump the past two presidential elections in Iowa, but this poll shows them picking Harris instead by 7%. Harris is also better with her own party. 97% of Democrats support her, while 89% of Republicans support Trump. We close with two other quick points. If this surge is real, it could help Democrats in the close 1st and 3rd congressional districts, plus the neck-and-neck battles in some of those state house legislative districts. And it could also show Republicans, independents, and other undecideds that Harris could win. So that could also then bring more support her way. However, this is just one poll. And as Iowa's former governor Terry Branstad famously said, the only poll that really matters is the one on Election Day. In Des Moines, I'm Dave Price.
Yeah, that is true. The only polls that actually matter are the polls on Election Day. But Democrats, the mainstream liberal media, they are taking this poll and they are using it to inject hopium into Kamala's campaign. Okay, and the reason why is because this poll, at least historically speaking, has been pretty accurate. Okay, and when they drop a bombshell poll like this showing Kamala winning, which again, I think is highly unlikely, considering how Trump won that state in 2016 and in 2020 pretty easily, okay? And also on top of that, the same day, Emerson College, which is also a decent poll, showed Trump up by 10, which is far more in line with what we've seen in regards to Trump's performance in Iowa, which again, it's funny how they're not talking about this poll right here that again is more.
Yo, I want to hear what Huckabee got to say.
Welcome back. Donald Trump and Kamala Harris are making their final pitches to voters today with just one day until Election Day. Trump is holding campaign rallies in North Carolina, in Pennsylvania, and in Michigan, while Harris is focusing on Pennsylvania on this last day on the campaign trail. Two new national polls released yesterday showed Trump.
It would be good if, like, some of these people actually went to nursing homes and showed some respect to the elderly.
Harris in a very tight race. An ABC News Ipsos poll says that Harris
Choice of owner, ABC News poll. Yeah, of course. ABC.
leads Trump 49 to 46% with a 2% margin of error, while an NBC News poll finds that Trump and Harris are tied at 49%. Joining me now is former Arkansas governor, former presidential candidate, and Trump surrogate, Mike Huckabee. Governor, great to see you. Thank you so much for being here.
It's great to be with you, Maria. Just a few more hours and this starts being over, and I think most Americans will be glad. Yeah.
Are you buying these polls, Governor? I mean, I can't believe how tight these polls are. And they tightened even further if you look at the betting markets overnight.
I can't believe it.
I really don't buy it. I mean, there was one that came out over the weekend in Iowa, and it showed that Kamala Harris had erased a 10-point lead by Donald Trump, and she was now 3 ahead. Let me tell you why there's no credibility to that. If that poll were real, both candidates would be going to Iowa this week. They're not. They didn't go over the weekend. They're not going today. They're not going tomorrow. And the reason is because their own polls show them that that state is not in play.
Subscribers, BD Drifter said there's no dang way they are even like this. It's not, bro. It's not.
Where they're focused is where you see this race coming down to. And I'd say more than anything, it's Pennsylvania. And frankly,
see, and I'm gonna be real with y'all, right? This is a conspiracy hat, right? This is why a lot of people think like it doesn't matter like who wins. Like this is why, you know, I'm seeing people like when you get people doing this, when there's just a landslide of popularity with one person, and then you got somebody that's barely get views, barely get, you know what I'm saying? It's just like people like, yo, it's just a lot of these people just gonna be selected like who it's already preordained like who's gonna win. Like this is just a big puppet show is what we see. This is why people get like that, because these fake polls, bro. But it's like what Donald Trump said on the Joe Rogan podcast. It's like $500 million. I'm sorry, yeah, $500,000, and then they get 250 people in a room, 251 people, and then. Like, bro, they make a decision off of how the rest of the world thinks.
National polls don't mean anything because it's going to be.
And I've never, ever gotten hit up by any posters.
Decided by.
No, that's a lie. I did. When I used to live in Cleveland, Ohio, I did. They did hit me up. But they ain't hit me up in a while. You know?
Electoral college. But what does matter is whether or not there's enthusiasm for either candidate. I don't see enthusiasm so much for Kamala Harris. I see enthusiasm against Donald Trump. That's the only reason she's got any momentum at all. And it's just because some people are stupid enough to believe that all of the Trump supporters are garbage, Nazis, fascist, un-American, all the...
And she's just like running off of a smear campaign and people are eating it up. She's pushing Trump derangement syndrome, TDS, and people are catching it. What she's pushing, she's smiling and pushing Trump derangement syndrome.
Labels that have been thrown, but I'm going to tell you what that's done. It's also motivated the Trump voters to say, you know, I don't like being called un-American, fascist, racist, homophobe, transphobe, and every other name, including garbage. So I think I'll just show up and vote for Trump and mess up the minds of the other side.
Yeah, well, look, I mean, I'm wondering if we're going to know on election night, because this whole idea of waiting 2, 3, 4 days a week until we know who the president is really frustrating. So let's talk about some closings and what races you're going to be focused on. 7 o'clock, the polls close in Georgia and Virginia. 7:30, North Carolina and Ohio. You got 8 o'clock, 8 p.m. tomorrow night. Florida closes, Michigan closes, Pennsylvania closes, Texas closes. That's going to be a big hour, the 8 p.m. hour. At 9 p.m., Arizona closes. Then you've got Nebraska, New York, Wisconsin closing then as well. And then at 10 o'clock at night, you got...
So we're not going to know, like, we're not really going to know until, what, like the next day? With all these millions of Americans, like, how, come on, all these... How they counting on? Like, nah, bruh. I don't know, bruh.
Nevada closing. What are you going to be watching most closely on election night? And do you think we're going to know on election?
B Drifter said, in my 38 years, I've never ever been asked anything by a pollster. Yeah, I did once. I ain't gonna lie, like they reached out to me once.
Night, who won?
But it was like mad years ago.
I certainly hope so. I think it's a disgrace that the elections can't be decided on election night. And the only reason it can't is because you have election officials in these states that just haven't created efficiency. Florida is a great example. Back in 2000, their election process was a total mess. We all remember the Bush-Gore debacle. But they cleaned it up. They've got one of the most efficient election.
This is why I think they're not going to let Donald Trump win, bro. This is just the conspiracy theory talking. I'm not saying this is fact. When you've got a Republican Party having control of the House and the Senate, there is no way they're going to let him win. Like, you got to think, because he can pass anything up to a certain, you see what I'm saying? Like, they're not going to let him win, bro. It's like the checks and balances. Like, notice, like, when a party, like, has that much control, like, what y'all think, bro? Like, what do y'all think in the comments section? Y'all think they're going to let him win? I think even if he wins, they're not going to let him win. That's what I think, bro. You got all these Diddycrats out here, like, supporting her. Like, they're not about to let him win, bro.
Processes, covers 2 different time zones. It's a huge state, gotten even bigger, and they'll have their election results in before people go to bed. If they can do it in...
James Eli said, he's a subscriber. He said, in my 56 years... I was asked once by a pollster, it was, do you support legalized weed? And then Fred Galloway, he said, oh, they gonna cheat like last time. I think, bro, I ain't saying it, but, you know, I'm kind of leery about the last election too, bro. And then Sapper said, we need to show up and vote. Everything Trump has been through for us, show up for him. Exactly, bro. Dude, they used a whole government to go after him. That is literally insane. Insanity. Can you imagine that? They trying to give you felonies and it's like you just mind your own business. I think they're scared of retribution. I think they scared of the big payback. They like, bro, they are gonna try anything they can, bro. Like, they went after him. They used the government to go after him, bro. They not about to let this dude win, bro. Because he can prosecute them, like find something on them and prosecute them, bro. And then somebody said, Michael Lomax is a subscriber. He said, I've been to several different what? I think you said I've been in 7 different stars this year and have yet to talk to anyone that's voting on Kamala Harris. I've seen a couple people, but not many. I mean, I'm in a Republican state, you know what I'm saying? So I don't really see, the only people I see supporting Kamala Harris are people moving from New York to Tennessee or to Nashville. And then people who are moving from California to Nashville. They'll put like, you know, when they come, they sell their house because it's too expensive out there to live, and they come here, they vote the same way. You know, it's just like people are, that's why, like, you know, this is going to sound messed up. Like, the Electoral College, it's things I don't like about it, but you cannot, like, really leave things to the popular vote. Like, because people are not that informed. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people are not that informed. People are too busy to really be informed on what's going on. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you wish it could be a popular vote, but, you know, then like some people I see making silly statements, they may have like serious mental defects, you know, and, you know, I see people that got dementia and stuff like going up there, like voting. It's like, bro, I think that it's just going to sound messed up. I think there needs to be a test to like, what do you know about our governments before you vote? Because people just be voting anything. Like, if they're going to leave it up to the popular vote, they need to, like, really, I mean, I know it's in the Constitution and all that, but there's some strange people out here. They don't know what they're doing. They just going up there and voting. Adam Knight said the second party system, the problem. No, the two-party system is the problem. They're never gonna let an independent win. I mean, that should tell you off rip what it really is. Like, if there's no, you gotta think, like, Ron Paul was like mad popular. I don't care what nobody says. He was. I mean, he kind of kooky with the healthcare system and all that. He been like mad popular. You know, it's been times like the liberals had somebody. I'm like, yo, like they can really gain momentum, and then they don't get any money and any backing. The media tries to ignore them, and the media controls these elections, bro. You got the left media. They got a lot. They got CNN. They got CBS. They got MSNBC. They got the Breakfast Club. You know what I mean? I know it's entertainment, but they control all the celebrities that, you know what I mean, like market to urban culture. Like, it's like, and then you got the right wing party, right? So then you got Fox News, their media, you know what I mean, and like outlets like that. But you don't have as much. But like when you look at independent media, now you can say it's a lot of people servicing on YouTube and stuff like that are independent media, but they're never gonna allow like an independent, bro. Like they're not gonna do it. It'll never happen. So yeah, the two-party system is the problem. And this is why they do stuff like this. This is what I think. This is my conspiracy hat for today, right? You've got one person that fixed the borders, and you got one person that tears down everything that they put in place to ensure that our borders are safe, which is Kamala and Biden, right? They undo his executive orders, undo his border policy, and they allow people to just flood in here. They're literally doing it in your face. So then you have to rely on the other party to come back and fix the problem. So now everybody's like, all right, well, there's a problem that the Democrats created, inflation, like all of this, right? Big, huge problem. I don't want to hear y'all say Democrats ain't had nothing to do with inflation. I don't want to hear that. We already heard a congressman from the budget committee talk about that, right? So it's like they just play off of each other. One person fixes things, the other person messes things up. And they just keep doing that, like over and over again until you die. It's what it is. It's really what it is. So if you have like a third party that can mix that up, you got to think about all of the donors that are waiting for kickbacks. You know what I'm saying? To waiting for them to do legislation on something so they can put a line of legislation in favor of them. You know, like her, right? She undoes the border policy so that she can like implement, you know, bipartisan legislation to help fix the border, right? And she knows they don't have no control over Congress, but they want to try to push a bill through. That way their friends that are donating them can get like lines in this big, thick packet of legislation. And you got these congressmen, they got to read through every line before they end up like putting something in the law. This is the games that they play. And then if she wins, that's what she'll end up doing. A lot of her friends will end up getting like some, you know what I'm saying? Earmarks, like some, like that's what's going to happen, bro. You know what I mean? And then if he wins, he's going to fix what she undid. You know what I'm saying? And then try to like shore up the border and all. And then people are going to forget what the Democrats did because of the marketing, promotion. And then they're going to win again. And then they're going to undo what he did. Like they're going to keep doing this, bro. And that's why if you really think about it, shit, like they keep saying they want to tax the rich. You don't want to tax. You're rich. You're not going to tax the rich. That's why none of y'all ever really pass anything through. This is me being real, right? Y'all never. I have to say it's a conspiracy, right? You know what I mean? It's really what be going down. But I just have to say that. They're never going to tax the rich. They are rich. You think she's a politician because she's trying to be broke like everybody else? Like if you ain't got like they kind of money to them, you broke. You know what I mean? If you ain't got millions to them, you broke. It's what it is. I ain't got millions, so I'm broke. You know what I'm saying? It's what it is. I had to get a car loan. You know, I've been trying to pay my car off for like a week. BMO, don't ever like get a car loan through them. They are terrible. Like I'm trying to pay my car off like 4 years early or five years early. I'm trying to pay it off. All right. So I'm trying to, but they don't want me to pay that big amount of money because they're not going to make any interest. So I've been like fighting them. You know what I mean? And I might have to take them to court just so I can pay my car off. You know what I mean? I got, one of my Teslas. So, you know what I mean? Like, but I still had to get a loan for like the first, year or whatever. So like I'm broke technically. So they're not gonna, like, their banking interest friends, like they're never gonna fix the banking system. They won't do it. They ended up getting rid of cash, bro. Like, it's really, like, cash is so ineffective now. Like, I mean, it's good to have it, but it's like low-key ineffective because you can't, like, people are trying to make you buy things like through credit, and it's like crazy. Like, this world is getting crazy. So now you gotta have a bank account. Like, this is what they're like, bro. They super in line with like a one world order. Like, they are doing weird stuff, bro. I remember in the 90s, like, people had cash. You know what I'm saying? People still be carrying it low key. But now, like, if everything's ran through a credit card or like a debit card, then they can track everything you doing, bro. Like, they got this down to a science. So they can tax every little thing that you do. These government people, bro. But they're never gonna tax the rich, bro. She's going after people that make 400,000 or more. Right? It's hard to make $1 million in America. It is what it is. America is, first of all, it's super expensive, and then the taxes is hard. Hit the like button if y'all can. It's hard. If she was so for people in the middle class, why wouldn't she raise it to like, okay, we going after people who make over $1 million? Why does it gotta be over 400,000? That makes you not even want to try, bro. Like, I mean, let's keep it real. I mean, I'm digressing from like this point, but yeah, let's keep it real. Like, when you start investing money and you trying to buy like real estate and you trying to get businesses and then you find out you make close to 400,000, you go over that, they're gonna tax you to the wazoo. Like, this government, bro, America is something else, bro. Like, I'm taxing you to death. And people are just like, yeah, let's vote for her. And then you go to like New York, right? And then you be like, yo, like, y'all, they taxing y'all for everything up in here. And they don't care. It's like, y'all don't know. It's like people brainwashed to think taxes is like good. I mean, it's good for like certain things like roads and bridges and, you know what I'm saying, services like the fire department, stuff like that, police and all, you know what I'm saying? I get it to a certain extent. When you be going into places that their roads be tore up, and they be taxing you through the wazoo. You can't even park nowhere without paying. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's crazy. Like, how this country has gotten. Like, I think, like, when I didn't realize, like, I thought we was like more free to other countries until I went to Europe. Once I went to Europe and came back here, bro, it's so much regulation on everything. It's ridiculous. Like, that's why, like, a person like Trump, that the reason why I'm for him, because he wants to like do away with a lot of these unnecessary agencies. Because the more she wants to make government big, all right, that's her plan, is to just increase the size of the government. You have to pay for that. Then, like, people who are in positions that they shouldn't be in anyway, they have to create like rules, and they have to create like, you see what I'm saying? Just to justify their position, to figure out how to bring more money back to the government. It's like, it's crazy, bruh. Like, how regulated this government is. I mean, some things are good, like our infrastructure is like better than Jamaica. You know what I mean? Better than places like that. But I get taxes to an extent, but like in America, bro, they tax you through the wazoo. It's insane. And she just wants more and more taxes. That's what she not telling you. Remember, like, when he was president, it was like you still had mom and pop stores. Like, they didn't have that much red tape. Like, you know what I mean? And then now, like, there's no mom and pop stores. All you see is like Walmart, Target, and then like a lot of these lawyers, not her, but like the Bill Clintons and the Hillary Clinton. Like, Hillary Clinton used to be a lawyer at Walmart. And then you start seeing where the country is now and like who really controls stuff. It'd be like, man, y'all been working on all these years for y'all like corporate interests, bro. Y'all friends. And now we to this part and all you see is like these big major stores. Like, get out of here, bro. It's like so obvious to me. Like, they are not playing for us. Like, it's a game. Like, remember that dude? I can't remember. He was like a comedian. He was like, yo, it's a game and everybody's included, but you not invited. Or something he said. You know what I mean? I don't even want to say his name on here. I know his name, but I don't want to say his name on here. Because the internet is so censored. And because of people like her. Joseph Turner with the 199, he said, good morning, it's over. Trump 2024. Yeah, loopholes. And then Brittany Peabody said it's so obvious. Like, look, think about that. Bro, they have to run, like, we're in 2024, right? And we in a situation, people don't want to work no more. People still working because they got to work, right? But people don't want to. So we're in 2024, and then now they got to be like, all right, well, we don't think you should be taxed on overtime. You should never be taxed on overtime. This is how corrupt these people are. I don't care. Like, the whole system is corrupt. You mean to tell me you taxing people on overtime than you taxing people on tips? This is ridiculous. This is really ridiculous. You know what I mean? Like, this is wild, man. Like, none of these people has ever thought, all right, like, don't they do this in Germany? Like, you get 2 months vacation a year so you don't go crazy? You ever like talk to like German people? Like, they be happy. Like, Americans be like mad stressed out. Then if you have a kid and you got to deal with all this, like crazy expensive, you stress. It's like, nah, bruh. And then Brittany Peabody with the 499, the top 1% pays 70% of all tax in America. We have a spending problem. Exactly. No, you're right. You're right. They do pay a lot of money in taxes. They just want to tax them more. She's a little bit more conservative on how she wants to tax the rich than what Biden was. I think Biden wanted to do like a flat 45% like tax. But then when she's talking about unrealized property gains tax, she knows she'll never get that passed. But like how she wants to tax the rich, I think she's more conservative than Biden was. You know what I mean? But I don't know, bro. Like, this country direction, I might leave, bro. I'm thinking about like when my daughter gets 18, I'm out. I might go to Switzerland or somewhere, bro. Like this is crazy. This country is getting crazy, bro. And this is why like millions of people are leaving America. It's like you being taxed to death, and like you literally don't really have representation. These people don't represent us. Like, they don't. At the end of the day, I think the closest that I've seen somebody like really representing us is Trump. It's like the closest I've seen. You know what I mean? But they be having like mad investments in like different countries, and I don't know, bro. Like, when this dude said, I want to get Robert Kennedy to overhaul the FDA, there is no way they're letting him win, bro. There is no way. Like, think about the powers that be that are relying on our food system to be toxic. Pharma. Bro, you got to get like colon cancer screenings and all. Like, bro, America, like the food is crazy here. Robert Kennedy been saying that for years, and his own party been ignoring him. You think she gonna actually fix that? I mean, look, she was just standing next to Montel Williams. She tried to get to anybody that's rich. Was she dating Montel Williams? Anybody that's rich, she trying to be next to. If somebody putting millions of dollars in her pocket, hundreds of thousands, and giving her the life she wants, she is not gonna mess with the food supply, bro. She not. I don't care what nobody says, bro. If she was going to help that issue, and you see all these Americans sick and like, Nah, bro. She business as usual. When he said he's gonna overhaul the FDA, bro, like, nah, bro. They ain't gonna let him win. They're gonna do anything to stop him from winning. You know what I'm saying? I hope he wins. Charlie said, tell it, bro, it's sad. People deny these things that are 100% true. It's just like, I didn't see it, bro. Like, Charles, I didn't see it. You subscriber, shout out to you. I didn't see it until I left the country, bro. And this is me just rambling. I'm sorry, I'm ranting. Like, I didn't see, once I left and see, bro, do y'all understand this? There are people that work, like, we be working, like, going to school for, like, mad years to get jobs just so we can live, right? There are people that work at coffee shops that can pay all their bills overseas. Thug life. You be like, what? They be serving pizza, be having a BMW. I mean, them regular cars out there. You know what I'm saying? They be like an Audi. Like living in the I spot. You be like, what is this, bro? You be thinking like, it's like a no tipping culture. Me and my girl was out there. We tried to tip. They looked at us like we was crazy. They're like, what you doing? We like, oh, what do we tip? I'm like, no, we don't do that here. They didn't even want to be like, yeah, I mean, you could just leave it. Like, nothing. They didn't, like, they was good. Bro, in America, you got to work like 2 jobs or have a side hustle. You do. When I seen that over there, I'm like, bro. Like, what are we doing here? And then, Brittany Peabody said, it's easy to say tax the rich, but look at how taxes work. People do not research it and go with what sounds good. Yeah, but yeah, Brittany, they don't, like, people don't understand. Like, it ain't poor people that's, like, own the big businesses and corporations that actually pay people to be able to afford rent. You know what I'm saying? Insurance, they car notes, all of that. It's the rich people. So you want to like tax them? They done already figured out how the market work. All right, so you tax us. We just go lower labor costs, right? We're either going to do away with employees or we're going to pay them a little bit less, right? And then our products, our goods and services, we're just going to increase the price of them. That's what they're going to do. Like, so she don't make no sense, bro. They don't make no sense to me. Like before when I was like super broke, I'm like, oh, like, yeah, like Democrat, like, bro, they don't make no sense to me no more, bro. It's like they want you to have nothing and rely on them for everything. And then they have all these services in place. And then if you need help, good luck. Like they tricked you. You know what I'm saying? Like, well, you shouldn't have voted for it. It's thug life. Like, it's crazy. Look at all this, bro. We in America and we got homelessness. Like some people want to be homeless because they want to be homeless. Some people like don't want to be homeless. Like they probably didn't work the job. Maybe one of their spouses have died. You know what I'm saying? Or maybe just a company went under, something happened and their family, you know, family ain't really family like it used to be. One of the reasons why I hustle so much because I never want to rely on my family. I don't trust them. Thug life. Sorry if you're watching family. I don't trust y'all. Thug life. Right? If I ever hit rock bottom, they ain't gonna help me. And the people love to when you hit rock bottom, they will never help you. You know what I'm saying? Like you never want. The reason I go so hard in life, you know what I mean? It's because I feel like I never want to have to rely on anybody in my life. Because the second you got, and y'all see how it is in the world. The second something go wrong with your car, and you got to rely on somebody to fix it. Right? You go to, oh, your car's messed up. It's going to be about $1,500. What you mean? It's a spark plug. You know what I'm saying? They'll do you like that. Like, if you need help, bro, ain't nobody going to help you. So I want the person to run the country that's going to give me a chance, a fighting chance to get somewhere in life and stack some money up. That's him. When he was running this country, I felt like, yo, it's lit. Mad bread, like going around. I'm like, yo, it's lit. Businesses was happy, like giving everybody bonuses. It's mad lit. We need this dude, bro. When they was running the country, I didn't feel like that. I know Obama, he did some good things, you know what I'm saying, with the economy. He did. Thug life, he did. Yeah, I'm going to give him his credit, like, moving the economy in the right. It took him a while, but he got the economy straight. It took a while. And I know he kind of benefited from some of what Obama did. He did. You know what I mean? But I think he maintained and he kept things good. I felt like we was flourishing. Here they come. Ruin everything. And then now they want illegals in here to run it. You know what I'm saying? Like, let me show y'all something, bro. And people are starting to wake up. Like, because if you look at birth rates and everything, like if the illegals come in here and then they end up having kids and stuff like that, their kids are going to be legal. And they reproduce faster than us. You know what I'm saying? Some of these illegal, like they do. You know, they don't care about, like, they just keep reproducing. So they're going to overtake, like, us. Like, it's what it is. So they want them people. But let's listen to what he says. Like, bro, he kind of figuring it out.
No, thank you. Let me ask you. Can you help me with the solution you'd like to see me do?
Surely, I can help you with the solution. I can give you I give you one simple answer. Send them back. That's the only solution. That's it. Other than that, they will surpass us. It is math. It's simple math. They will overtake us in numbers at the rate that they have kids. They cannot be U.S. citizens. You are dooming our next generation to subservitude. I'm telling you this.
Okay.
It's just simple math.
I know, but
that's it. It's simple math.
I'm very good at math. Let me share something with you. Most of the persons that are here right now, under the technical definition, do not qualify for asylum.
I'm not concerned about that. I'm concerned about the children that they have. They will be U.S. citizens, and they will have a voting block. All we have to do now is look at the Hispanic voting block they have now. They get everything they want. Look at our communities. You should see the schools that they have as compared to the schools.
No, thank you.
Let me finish, my brother.
Let me ask you.
What y'all think about that?
Anybody can do it, and every other state ought to look to Florida as the model.
Yeah. Well, look, we've got so much mudslinging in this, the 11th hour here. President Biden insulted Trump supporters again during a campaign stop in Pennsylvania this weekend. Watch.
Hey, Kevin said that's fear-mongering. How is this fear-mongering?
No, thank you.
Let me finish, my brother.
Let me ask you. Can you help me with the solution you'd like to see me do?
Surely, I can help you with the solution. I can give you I give you one simple answer. Send them back. That's the only solution. That's it. Other than that, they will surpass us. It is math. It's simple math. They will overtake us in numbers at the rate that they have kids.
They will.
They cannot be U.S. citizens. You are doomed.
Bro, you got to understand, bro. Like, the black community, like, they... Like we be having kids, but we don't be having kids like that. Then they made it to where it's, like, not advantageous to have the father in the household. So it's like, nah, bro. Like, I think he's right. I think he's absolutely right. And he's starting to see the math, you know, with it.
Thank you.
So they're going to be, like, who they're going to be catering to. Like, you got to understand, like, right? Life is only but so long. Kamala ain't got no kids, I don't think. Like, life is only but so long, right? They gonna try to get, like, as much money as they can out of this whole thing. And then if America goes... wherever, if they don't care, they be millionaires. Like, one day I might leave thug life. Like, if this country keep spiraling down, I could go. You know, I ain't even rich. You know what I mean? So, like, they don't really care about the super future of, like, America like that. If they did, they would be trying to fix it. Just do it right. That's why you got people in Chicago, like, turning. You know what I mean? They tired of this. They sending, you got to understand, like, Joe Rogan, it's a reason why it was hard to find that Joe Rogan podcast, and he had to put a statement up on Twitter so you can find it, that Donald Trump interview. You know, because he's talking about this. They're coming in here like crazy, and they're shipping them to swing states. They don't want that message getting out there. You know what I mean? Like it's what it is. It's what's happening.
That's my brother.
No, let me ask you. Can you help me with the solution you'd like to see me do?
Surely, I can help you with the solution. I can give you I give you one simple answer. Send them back. That's the only solution. That's it. Other than that, they will surpass us. It is math. It's simple math. They will overtake us in numbers at the rate that they have kids. They cannot be U.S. citizens. You are dooming our next generation to subservitude. I'm telling you this.
Okay.
It's just simple math.
I know, but
That's it. It's simple math.
I'm very good
Count.
at math. Let me share something with you. Most of the persons that are here right now, under the technical definition, do not qualify for asylum.
I'm not concerned about I'm concerned about the children that they have. They will be U.S. citizens, and they will have a voting block. All we have to do now is look at the Hispanic voting block they have now.
But you don't think they're like these, I'm not going to say whatever race, like these people that are illegally immigrating here, you don't think they thinking about, well, our kids can like eventually turn this country. Like, you don't think they not thinking that? Like, it's about numbers. Like, come on, bro. Like, I believe them, bro.
Watch this.
I was in Scranton. We used to have a little trouble going down the plot once in a while from Greenwich. But I'm serious. These are the kind of guys you like to smack.
Just the other day, a speaker at his...
Yo, this dude just keep coming out like trying to sabotage her like campaign. This dude is ridiculous. Like, why can't they put a muzzle on him? Look at what he's doing. Like y'all Democrats is wilding, bro. Y'all should put a muzzle on this dude. I mean, don't, you know what I mean? Because we need Trump to win, but y'all not thinking, y'all just giving this dude that obviously may have some issues. You're giving him a megaphone to talk. He keeps going off script. Like, what are y'all doing? He's going to end up costing y'all the election.
His rally called Puerto Rico a floating island of garbage. Well, let me tell you something. I don't know the Puerto Rican that I know, or Puerto Rico where I'm in my home state of Delaware. They're good, decent, honorable people. The only garbage I see floating out there is just supporters.
It's just unbelievable, Governor. 2 assassination attempts and this, rhetoric, these slurs keep on coming.
You know, Joe is like a jack-in-the-box that jumps up and scares a little kid.
Let's look at the comments. Kevin said, or have a healthy culture of a functional family. KP said, he's talking about something else. And then Colin Riley with the 189, he said he's advocating for Trump thug life. Yeah, he is.
And he needs to be put back in the box, and they need to put duct tape over the top so he doesn't pop up again. It's got to be a huge embarrassment to Kamala Harris. But here's the real issue. Kamala Harris has already said her policies will be the same as...
Look, somebody said, Cheryl said, it's not hard for Trump. This lady paid taxes, he didn't. Why didn't she change the tax code to where he has to pay taxes? I'm not going to willingly pay taxes. Yeah, taxes is extortion. It is. If you don't pay it, you go to jail or they take your property. It's extortion. It's not just we doing it out of the goodness of our heart. If you don't have to pay taxes, I ain't paying it. Thug life. Like, come on, y'all. Like, let's keep it real. They hire 80-something thousand IRS agents to come after regular people, not them. So if it's such a big problem with the rich having the loopholes, what did Trump say? He said, change the tax code. I ain't about to just be giving you millions of dollars for nothing. For what? Like, look what y'all did. Y'all just came after me. Imagine if Trump, and tried to give him a felony. So imagine if Trump would have been paying, willful taxes. $100 million here this quarter, that quarter, $100 million this quarter, $10 million that quarter. And then they came after him. He'd be looking like a fool. I'm glad he didn't pay. Like, in this situation, and people need to see this. This is a tax. This is why y'all regular people are being taxed. And they're never going to change this because they're all corrupt. This is what he's saying. They're all corrupt, bro. It is what it is. I don't care. They are.
Is this guy's? Do we really want 4 more years of this? I don't think so. So if people believe there's a better way to have this country go, and about 75% say we're on the wrong track, then voting for Kamala Harris is like voting to have your own toes cut off by the person doing your pedicure. I just don't think it's a good idea.
Liz Peek, jump in.
Good morning, Governor. Thanks for joining us. I'm concerned that men are absolutely essential to showing up for this election. If Trump's going to win, it's got to be because men come out in the numbers that they're polling, which is where he has about a 7 or 8 point advantage with men. My concern is that more women.
You guys remember this, right? When Joe Biden had like a terrible debate performance.
The first debate of the 2024 presidential campaign is now history. The fallout from it is just getting started. Joining us now is Vice President Kamala Harris. Madam Vice President, thanks for being with.
She about to sit here and defend Joe Biden. Like, what?
CNN's John King has described a panic inside the Democratic Party right now because of President Biden's performance in tonight's debate. He's been hearing from Democratic lawmakers and others around the country. Some within your
look at Cheryl Mosley is so upset. Can't control herself. You want to vote for a dictator? I'm out. You sound like that lady that was going, oh, my father's voting for Trump. Oh, now I see his true colors. Like, what are you talking about? Stop whining. Get out there and vote. One way or another. You know what I mean? Like, whoever you want. Like, I'm not silencing you. I'm letting you talk.
Your own party are wondering if President Biden should even step aside. What do you say to that?
Listen, first of all, what we saw tonight is the president making a very clear contrast with Donald Trump on all of the issues that matter to the American people. Yes, there was a slow start, but it was a strong finish. And what became very clear through the course of the night is that Joe Biden is fighting on behalf of the American people on substance, on policy, on performance. Joe Biden is extraordinarily strong. And
I'm sorry,
that
on
cannot
substance
be
and
debated.
policy and performance tonight, I mean, the president's performance tonight clearly was disappointing for his supporters. CNN is reporting.
Look, her special earrings.
Democratic lawmakers watching the debate were worried about the president's performance. One said it was a disaster. Another called it a train wreck. Those are Democrats especially worried that Biden did not punch back on Trump's lies.
Listen, people can debate on style points, but ultimately this election and who is the president of the United States has to be about substance. And the contrast is clear. Look at what happened during the course of the debate. Donald Trump lied over and over and over again, as he is wont to do. He would not disavow what happened.
Yo, did she watch that debate with Biden and Trump? She could not have watched that debate. This is like delusion.
On January 6th. He would not give a clear answer on whether he would stand by the election results this November. He went back and forth about where he stands on one of the most critical issues of freedom in America, which is the right of a woman to make decisions about their own body. He has been completely ambiguous and all over the place about where he stands on that issue, despite the fact that he hand-selected 3 members of the United States Supreme Court with the intention that they would undo the protections of Roe v. Wade, and that's exactly what they did. And just 3 years ago, we commemorated the 2-year anniversary of Dobbs, wherein women across our country have been denied emergency health care,
All that may be true. All that may
What does this have to do? He's asking you about Biden's performance and the debate.
Be true, but the president of the United States was not
important.
able to make that case to Donald Trump on the stage tonight. I mean, you debated against then Vice President Biden 4 years ago, and he was a very different person on the stage 4 years ago when you debated him. You must. I mean, that's certainly true, is it not?
You don't see his mental decline? She's like, Yo, Anderson Cooper, I gotta say this, bro. You do give these Democrats pushback, bro. You do, man. I can't really be hating on Anderson Cooper like that, bro. I can't be hating on him, bro. He do be kind of keeping it real. Sometimes he be keeping it real with them. Look at her face. She's like, oh, no, you didn't.
Anderson, the point has to be performance in terms of what a president does. A president who incites an insurrection against the Capitol. No, but I got the point that you're making about a 1.5-hour debate tonight. I'm talking about 3.5 years of performance in work that has been historic.
Hold on. Toros, shout out to you, said just subscribe. You're speaking bars. 100K on the way. I'm already at 100,000 subscribers. I'm trying to get to 150,000. David Lee said, no, I just tried not to talk to, what? DJ Straight said, Kamala feeding you bull. And then Sapper, who is a subscriber, said, we're a garbage bag to vote. Christina Shannon, a subscriber, said, no, they talking in her ear like pro sports in New York. Emma said, 200K, we on the way. And then Didi Sars, what's your name? Sarasin said, Lincoln wrote the Emancipation Proclamation and Trump, PS, said he did more for black people himself. And then Emma said, Cap. And then Matthew Partain said he told those biased mediators several times that it's not up to him anymore. It's up to the states. It's up to the people to decide. Yeah, I mean, that's what it is. Like, if you don't like the state you're in and you don't like their laws, like, move to another state that's going to allow you to do that.
But
Whether
is that
it be
the man
infrastructure,
who we
the
saw
former
on the
guy,
stage tonight? Is that the
other
person
guy
you
on
see
the
in
debate
meetings every day?
stage, the person that you saw on the debate stage that
Somebody said, Didi Sarson said Trump talks about Obama in every interview. I mean, I don't think he really does. Like, when he talks about Obama, I think he picks at his healthcare policy. But other than that, like, I don't think he really if you look at the Joe Rogan podcast interview, right? This is like 3 hours. He mentioned like Kamala Harris. He did mention Obama, but he didn't he's not like her. Like, every time she's like asked something, she's going at Trump. Like, I would say at least, not every time, like at least 83%, 83 to 85% of the time, when she's asked something, she's either giving you a sound bite. No, 83%, 85% of the time she going at Trump, right? When you asking her something. The rest of the percentages, she either talking about her history in terms of she prosecuted transnational criminal organizations, or she's talking about she grew up in you know what I mean? Like a middle class. That's all she really says. Like she is business. She's the soundbite queen. She's business as usual. And she's just sitting there trying to defame Trump at every step.
has, for the last 3.5 years, up until today, performed in a way that has been about whether it
Gian Williams said 97%.
be in the Oval Office, negotiating bipartisan deals, so that we have an infrastructure, a real infrastructure plan where we're putting trillions of dollars on the streets of America to upgrade our infrastructure. Whether it be the person I see in the Oval Office who is meeting with heads of the military and the intelligence community and in the Situation Room, ensuring the safety of America. The person I see in Joe Biden on the world stage, convening world leaders who often ask for his advice, most recently just during the G7 conference. So I'm not going to spend all night with you talking about the last 90 minutes. When I've been watching the last 3.5 years of performance.
But this was a debate that your campaign wanted. You pushed for this debate at this moment. Obviously, I mean, you can't honestly say, I mean, can you say that you are not concerned at all having watched the president's performance tonight?
It was a slow start. That's obvious to everyone. I'm not going to.
I mean, she can't really, I mean, if we being fair, she can't get up there and be like, yeah, Biden was just doing terrible. She can't do that, bro. Like, she can't, you know, but she, this is kind of silly, though.
To debate that point. I'm talking about the choice in November. I'm talking about one of the most important elections in our collective lifetime. And do we want to look at what November will bring and go on a course for America that is about a destruction of democracy, electing a man who has said he'll be a dictator on day one? Or
she is delusional, bro. Like every time she talks, she's like trying to down
I want you to meet
Trump.
Jackson Weiss. He's a student
It's ridiculous.
at Drexel University from Flourtown, Pennsylvania. Registered Republican. Says he's leaning toward voting for you, but has yet to make a final decision. Jackson.
Thank you, Anderson.
Hey, Jackson.
Thank you for taking the time to be here, too, Vice President Harris.
Thank you.
Regarding the rapid increase in the migrant population, how will you ensure that every immigrant is integrated into American society safely? What benefits and subsidies will you provide them with? And how long will these benefits and subsidies last for an individual? Most importantly, will the American citizens' taxes pay for these benefits and subsidies? And if so, how much money will be allocated?
Well,
She ain't about to answer his question. Ain't no way. Let's run this question back. Is he talking about illegal immigrants or just regular immigrants?
I want you to meet Jackson Weiss. He's a student at Drexel University from Flourtown, Pennsylvania. Registered Republican. Says he's leaning toward voting for you, but has yet to make a final decision. Jackson.
Thank you, Anderson.
Hey, Jackson.
Thank you for taking the time to be here, too, Vice President Harris.
Thank you.
Regarding the rapid increase in the migrant population, how will you ensure that every immigrant is integrated into American society safely? What benefits and subsidies will you provide them with?
Brittany Peabody with the $9.99. Kamala is the master gaslighter. She does everything she accuses Trump of doing. I don't know how people don't see it. Kamala says what she's told to say. Then the accents. Yo, she got like a whole lot of accents, don't she, Brittany? Shout out to you for the donation. I appreciate you for that. Like, I really do. Because you sponsoring this.
These benefits and subsidies last for an individual?
Accents.
Most importantly, will the American citizens' taxes pay for these benefits and subsidies? And if so, how much money will be allocated?
So he wants to know if what she's gonna do to ensure that immigrants coming over here are good. You know what I mean? And how much benefits is she gonna give them, and how much taxation is she's gonna be using towards that? Like, so that's kind of a difficult question, bro. I'm not gonna lie. If somebody asks me something like that, bro, I'll be like, Trump ain't do nothing. With a question, like, how's she gonna answer that? I don't think she should be winning. I'm joking. You know what I'm saying? If you just come in here, I'm joking. Like Trump 2024 thug life. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying, like, how would y'all answer in the chat? How would you answer that? And then Charles said he's talking about amnesty and they are all breaking the law by coming here illegally. Yo, what kind of question is he asking, bro? Like she ain't about to answer. Y'all think she gonna answer this? Remember the question, and then let's roll it and see what she says.
Well, thank you, Jackson. Let's start with this. America's immigration system is broken, and it needs to be fixed. And it's been broken.
You broke it. We gonna let her finish. Y'all broke it. It was thug life. It was good. Then y'all came and y'all undid the policy. So I just want to put that out there because she be tricking people. But let's see if she answers his question.
For a long time. And part of what we need to do is always prioritize what we need to do to strengthen our border. I will tell you, I'm the only person in this race among the two choices that voters have. I've personally prosecuted transnational criminal organizations.
I knew she was going to do it. I told y'all, bro. Hey, Treehouse 2024 said, how you start off lying? Subscriber. Yo, this is crazy. Brittany, look at it. Like, she is wilding. She starts off, I prosecuted transnational organization. What does that have to do with what kind of, like, how much taxes you about to use towards it? Yo, she be doing this, bro. She probably don't even know what he asked. And I'm gonna be real. If somebody asks me something like that, I'd be like, all right, next question.
In the trafficking of guns, drugs, and human beings. I have spent a significant part of my career making sure that our border is secure and that we do not allow criminals in and we don't allow that kind of trafficking to happen and come into our country.
But you opened the borders. You literally opened the borders, ma'am. You literally did that. Like you and Biden, y'all literally did that. What are you talking about?
And as
all right, KP Nation said, Piperboy Williams, watch that young man's face when she starts her answer. He knows where she's about to go. He has a look of disgust. All right, hold on.
How much money will be allocated?
Well, thank you, Jackson. Let's start with this. America's immigration system is broken and it needs to be fixed. And it's been broken for a long time. And part of what we need to do is always prioritize what we need to do to strengthen our border. I will tell you, I'm the only person in this race among the two choices that voters have. I've personally prosecuted transnational criminal organizations in the trafficking of guns, drugs, and human beings. I have spent a significant part of my career making sure that our border is secure and that we do not allow criminals in and we don't allow that kind of trafficking to happen and come into our country. And as my opponent has proven himself.
She not answering it. She blaming Trump. This is what she does. This lady is business as usual. She don't have a plan. Their plan is to open the borders, leave them open. That's what it is. We tired of these Americans asking for stuff. Just leave the borders open. Pretty soon they won't matter. Look at that look on her face. She knows she literally knows she's not answering the question. Either that or she's lost. That's the look of like, oh, what did he ask me? So I'm trying to wait this question, this answer. She don't know.
He would prefer to run on the problem instead of fix the problem. You may know there were some of the most conservative members of the United States Congress working with others that came up with a border security bill. That would have put 1,500 more border agents at the border. Those border agents are overwhelmed. They need the support. They need the backup. It would have allowed us to have more resources to stem the flow of fentanyl. I don't need to tell this state and people around the country what is happening in terms of the scourge of fentanyl and how it is literally killing Americans. It would have put resources into stemming the flow. It would have given more resources to prosecute, to investigate and prosecute transnational criminal organizations. It would have done a lot of good. Donald Trump got wind of the bill and told them, don't put it forward. He killed the bill because he'd prefer to run on a problem instead of fixing a problem. We have to have a secure border, and we have to have a comprehensive pathway for citizenship. And that
She didn't answer his question at all. Shout out to Sugar Black. She said, share this. Risky for Real said, please state the cases she worked on where she went after the cartels. Dee said, to the ignorant person who asked me, where are we now with black? What? Matthew Partain said, she was the border czar. I think he means czar. She was the border czar and never even went to the border until a couple of weeks ago just to look good. Yeah, exactly. Colin Radley with the 199. Shout out to you. He said, y'all smash that like button to subscribe. Thug Life! Shout out to you, bro.
Hardworking people to earn citizenship and do it in a comprehensive, humane, and orderly manner.
Let me ask you about that. I mean, you talk about the bill that Donald Trump quashed. That was in 2024. You talk about the bill he tried to get passed in 2021. That wasn't able to get passed. 2022, 2023, there were record border crossings. Your administration took hundreds of executive actions. It didn't stem the flow. Numbers kept going up. Finally, in 2024, just in June, 3 weeks before the first president.
Yo, Anderson Cooper be pressing them Democrats, bro. Like, listen to him.
Comprehensive, humane, and orderly manner.
Let me ask you about that. I mean, you talk about the bill that Donald Trump quashed. That was in 2024. You talk about the bill he tried to get passed in 2021. That wasn't able to get passed. 2022, 2023, there were record border crossings. Your administration took hundreds of executive actions. It didn't stem the flow. Numbers kept going up. Finally, in 2024, just in June, 3 weeks before the first presidential debate with Joe Biden, you institute executive actions that had a dramatic impact, really shut down people crossing over. Why didn't your administration do that in 2022, 2023?
First of all, you're exactly right, Anderson. And as of today, we have cut the flow of immigration by over half. In fact, the numbers I saw most recently, illegal immigration
But if
is
it was
low.
that easy with that executive action, why not do it in 2022, 2023?
Because we were working with Congress and hoping that actually we could have a long-term fix to the problem instead of a short-term fix.
You couldn't have done one and both at the same time?
Well, here's the thing. We have to understand that ultimately this problem is going to be fixed through congressional action. Congress has the authority and the purse. I hate to use DC terms, but literally they write the checks. part of the issue is in order to really fix the problem at the border. I was just at the border recently talking with border agents. You know what they talk?
You know why she's talking to border agents? Because they're supporting Trump. Ain't that crazy, y'all? Like, they support, like, she is literally, her and Biden are literally in office, and they're willing to risk their jobs. They're like, no, we standing behind Trump. Because he gave us the resources and everything we needed. That's big. That tells you what's going on right now. Brittany Peabody said, oh, she's talking to Angelic.
Talk about? Yes, they are overwhelmed. They're working around the clock. And the other thing that they talked to me about, we need more judges down there to deal with asylum claims. We need more personnel down there to deal with processing. But Anderson, and that's where Congress kicks in terms of dedicating the resources to actually fixing the problem. We have dealt with it such that, to your point, we now, as of today, as of our visit, have lower undocumented immigrants and illegal immigration than Trump when he left office.
That's
Hey, Anderson Cooper, you better not say that's true. You better not say that's true.
Immigration than Trump when he left office.
That's true.
But we need a permanent solution, and that requires bipartisan work.
Do you wish you'd done those?
Well, I don't know if that's true, because the 60 Minutes was saying, like, yo, since for 2 years, like, just in a 2-year span, the number of people who come over has quadrupled. And she said she cut it by half. But there's still, like, more people coming in. Like, so I don't know if that's true or not. Like,
executive orders in 2022, 2023.
I think we did the right thing, but the best thing that can happen for the American people is that we have bipartisan work happening, and I pledge to you that I will work across the aisle to fix this long-standing problem. I think the American people are demanding it on both sides of the aisle. And it's time we actually put the partisan approach to this aside. We know what can work.
Well, let's talk about this compromise bill that you want to pass if you're elected. You said that's going to be a priority. It includes $650 million in funding for the border wall. That's something Republicans wanted. That was part of the compromise. Under Donald Trump, you criticized the wall more than 50 times. You called it stupid, useless, and a medieval vanity project.
Hey, chat, she called this the wall of medieval vanity project. What's up with this lady, bro?
Is a border wall stupid?
Well, let's talk about Donald Trump and that border wall.
She know that was crazy. Hey, Kamala, come on, yo. You call it a medieval vanity project? Yo, she crazy, bro. She did not do that, bro. She
We know what can work.
Well, let's talk about this compromise bill that you want to pass if you're elected. You said that's going to be a priority. It includes $650 million in funding for the border wall. That's something Republicans wanted. That was part of the compromise. Under Donald Trump, you criticized the wall more than 50 times. You called it stupid, useless, and a medieval vanity project. Is a border wall stupid?
Well, let's talk about Donald Trump and that border wall. So remember, Donald Trump said Mexico would pay for it? Come on, they didn't. How much of that wall did he build? I think the last number I saw was about 2%. And then when it came time for him to do a photo op, you know where he did it? In the part of the wall that President Obama built.
But you're agreeing to a bill that would earmark $650 million to continue building that wall.
I pledge that I am going to bring forward that bipartisan bill to further strengthen and secure our border. Yes, I am. And I'm going to work across the aisle to pass a comprehensive bill that deals...
That's going to have a bunch of earmarks for her friends. That's what she's going to do. That's crazy, bro.
Deals with a broken immigration system. I think Jackson's question, part of it was to acknowledge that America has always had migration, but there needs to be a legal process for it. People have to earn it. And that's the point that I think is the most important point that can be made.
So we can see now that she did not answer any questions. She answered nothing. It's ridiculous.
Which is we need a president who is grounded in common sense and practical outcomes. Like, let's just fix this thing. Let's just fix it. Why is there any ideological perspective on this? Let's just fix the problem.
To fix the problem, you're doing this compromise bill. It does call for $650 million that was earmarked under Trump to actually still go to build the wall.
I am not afraid of good ideas where they occur.
So you don't think it's stupid anymore?
I think what he did and how he did it did not make much sense because he actually didn't do much of anything.
Yeah, she said that. She is cooked, bro. This lady is cooked.
I just talked about that wall, right? We just talked about it. He didn't actually do much of anything.
But you do want to build some wall.
I want to strengthen our border.
She don't want to build that wall. I want to strengthen our border. Get out of here.
Vote than men. How can they turn that around, or are they turning it around?
Liz, I think they are, and it's part of it just from what we've listened to. Men don't like to be insulted. They don't like to be told that they're idiots and they're stupid and they just aren't as smart as some of the elites, and especially working class men who stand on heavy, lift heavy things and stand on concrete floors all day, come home bone tired, and you've got a presidential candidate who basically treats them with contempt. I think there are a lot of people who say, enough of this. I work hard, and you're going to pay off student loans of people who are doctors and lawyers with the money that I've made being a plumber, an electrician, or a finished carpenter. No, thank you. People really do understand the disaster of that.
Governor, what'd you make of this Iowa poll? Newt Gingrich is saying that he's not buying it, but, Iowa, this latest Iowa poll in the 11th hour shows Harris winning here after all the momentum that Trump has had in these final couple of months.
I've talked to several of my friends in Iowa. Not one of them do anything other than laugh out loud at that poll. They think it's ridiculous. And as I said before, if it were real, you would see at least one of these candidates, if not both of them, changing their schedules and getting over to Iowa, because that would be a place they'd have to go.
Exactly, bro.
I want to answer. 3 million.
Brett, let's just get to the point. Okay, the point is that we have a broken immigration system that needs to be repaired.
So your Homeland Security Secretary said that 85% of apprehensions.
I'm not finished. We have
it's a
an
rough
immigration
estimate of 6 million people have been released into the country. And let me just finish. I'll get to the question. I promise you.
I was beginning to answer.
And when you came into office, your administration immediately reversed a number of Trump border policies. Most significantly, the policy that required illegal immigrants to be detained through deportation, either in the U.S. or in Mexico. And you switched that policy. They were released from custody awaiting trial. So instead, included in those were a large number of single men, adult men, who went on to commit heinous crimes. So looking back, do you regret the decision to terminate Remain in Mexico at the beginning of your administration?
At the beginning of our administration, within practically hours of taking the oath, the first bill that we offered Congress, before we worked on infrastructure, before the Inflation Reduction Act, before the Chips and Science Act, before the
please do not spam the chat.
Bipartisan Safer Communities Act, the first bill, practically within hours of taking the oath, was a bill to fix our immigration system.
Yes, ma'am. It was called the U.S. Citizenship Act of 2021.
Exactly.
It was essentially a pathway to citizenship for the... Yes, ma'am.
May I finish responding, please? But you have to let me finish,
You
please.
had the White House and the House and the Senate,
I'm
and they
in
didn't
the
bring
middle
up
of
that
responding.
Man, she is like so controlling.
Citizenship Act of 2021. It was essentially a pathway to citizenship for the. Yes, ma'am.
May I finish responding, please? But you have to let me finish.
You
please.
had the White House and the House and the Senate,
I'm
and they
in the
didn't
middle
bring up
of
that bill.
responding to the point you're raising,
Okay.
and I'd like to finish.
Yes, ma'am.
Slutty is dangerous.
We recognized from day one that, to the point of this being your first question, it is a priority for us as a nation and for the American people. And our focus has been on fixing a problem. And from day one, then, we have done a number of things, including to address our asylum system and put more resources, getting more judges, what we needed to do to tighten up penalties and increase penalties for illegal crossings, what we needed to do to deal with points of entry between border entry points. That's the work we did, and we worked on supporting what was a bipartisan effort, including some of the most conservative members of the United States Congress, to actually strengthen the border. That border bill would have put 1,500 more border agents at the border, which is why I believe the Border Patrol agents supported the bill. It would have allowed us to stem the flow of fentanyl coming into the United States, which is a scourge affecting people of every background, every geographic location in our country, killing people. It would have allowed us to put more resources into prosecuting transnational criminal organizations, which I have done as the Attorney General, former Attorney General of a border state.
She doing it again, bro. What is up with this prosecuting transnational criminal organization thing? Like, she just will not stop.
Madam Vice President, a couple of things.
Prosecuted trafficking of drugs, guns, and human beings. And Donald Trump, but let me just finish.
6 Democrats voted against that bill.
Learned about that bill and told them to kill it because he preferred to run on a problem instead of fixing a problem. And in this election, this is rightly a discussion that the American people want to have. And what they want are solutions, and they want a president of the United States who's not playing political games with the issue,
I hear you,
but actually is focused on fixing.
That's literally what you're doing, man. This is literally what you're doing. You're playing political games.
6 Democrats voted against that bill. It would have allowed 1.8.
They even had like Bill Maher coming out against them. Like, y'all doing too much. Hold on, let me show y'all. See if I still got it. Bill Maher coming out. That's crazy. I think I still got it on there.
With the garbage. What happened this week with the garbage? Now, the result could be Puerto Ricans in Pennsylvania win this election for Harris, right? That's possible. You're doing this.
Possible.
Yeah, it's possible. Or it could be the other way because, I mean, I think it's a bigger gaffe than people think. It's so funny, Joe Biden, his whole career, he was like Mr. Gaff. And then here at the very end, he's like Aaron Judge in Game 6. he fucking muffed the fly ball and at the end of the thing and blew the whole. Yeah. So.
Yo, have y'all seen this before? This is crazy. Like, they coming out. You got SNL turning on Kamala Harris. You got Bill Morris, like, kind of got some kind of dissension against the Democratic Party right now because of what they're doing. You got Anderson Cooper asking, like, you know, what is going on? Like, these are serious issues right now that they're having. Like, I think the party is starting to fall apart, if you ask me.
Because I feel like it epitomizes everything that the Trump people hate about the Democrats. Yes. They look down on us. It's like deplorables times 10.
Bitter clingers, that whole thing too, that Obama said. No, I mean, this is an unbelievable own goal, and to have this argument about where the apostrophe is, who is he referring to? It's clear what he was referring to, and obviously they're running away from this. But yeah, I mean, when you talk to Trump voters, and I've spent far too much time.
Shout out to Greg Renaud. He said, subscriber said, I like your channel, brother. I can't wait to see you blow up, bro, because you're going to blow up. Keep at it. Hustle, man. I really like your channel. I appreciate you, bro. Hopefully we do. And we got like 30,000 subscribers in a month. So hopefully we keep going, man. You know, shout out to you.
Is that the assumption is that the media hates you, The elites hate you. They think that you're garbage, and they think that you're bitter clingers, and they think that all these things. And any sort of hint of that seems to prove that is just not a net positive for Democrats. I don't think it's very, very difficult to point that out. But yeah, no, that's a bad thing for them.
I don't know if it's a net positive, but having the elderly president give like a marble-mouthed answer, yielding.
Yo, this is really going down on Bill Maher. Like, what?
And elderly competitor dressing up as like a Oompa Loompa garbage man sex doll.
Yo, and then these Democrats look like they getting blackmailed. Wait a minute. Look at Jennifer Lopez, bro. Come on, like, please let me go home. Like, look, without the audio, just look at her.
Myself, I wouldn't.
She looked like she is being blackmailed, bro. Come on, they got these Diddy tapes. Help me! Help me! This is funny, bro. This whole thing is like falling apart, man. Now, hold on, let's see what they talking about on Bill Maher again.
What do you make of the?
So it says Bill Maher. Hold on. Bill Maher waits until after the show overtime to admit that the Liz Cheney scandal was a bogus lie orchestrated by the liberal media. Bill Maher, I woke up to the headline Donald Trump had called for the squad for Liz Cheney. This is what I really do not like about the media. All right, so let's
headline that Trump had called for a firing squad for Liz Cheney. And this is what I really don't like about the media. No, he didn't. He did not. You don't have to move me to not like Donald Trump.
He says
more
so
than
many
I already,
shitty things. Why do you have to do that?
And by the way, if you Pete don't realize it, well, here's what he said. He's criticizing him for being a war hawk. I mean, she is Dick Cheney's daughter. He said, she's a radical war hawk. Let's put her with a rifle standing there with 9 barrels shooting at her, okay. Let's see how she feels about it. You know, they're all war hawks when they're sitting in Washington in a nice building saying, oh, gee, we'll send tens of thousands of troops right into the mouth of the enemy. Now, of course, he expresses himself horribly. He has to add, she's a stupid person because he's a moron.
Trump knows what it's really like from Vietnam.
But he's going to say, like, but he didn't say what they're saying that he's saying. They're taking sound bites and they're capping, bro.
Okay. But just to be clear, this is exactly what hippies always said. This is exactly what peaceniks always said. This is Fortunate Son, the song. It's like, you know what? It's very easy to sit in your building and send young men to die. Apropos of Ukraine.
Yes.
Because, I don't know, that war doesn't look like it's going in the right direction.
Not at all, no.
But just so, you know, just don't lie to me. I don't like Donald Trump. Don't lie to me and tell me.
Yeah, Democratic Party falling apart, bro. But she's a Diddy crap, bro. Like Cardi B, look, her and Diddy.
Cardi B, Queen Cardi. Hey, how you guys doing?
How you doing? How you doing?
You know what I'm saying?
Where my brother at? Where my brother at? What's up, baby?
What's happening?
Hey, yo.
8 million illegal immigrants into the country a year. A lot of conservatives had a problem with it. These are the 6 Democrats. But more importantly, back to the original premise, Jocelyn Nungari, Rachel Morin, Laken Riley, they are young women who were brutally assaulted and killed by some of the men who were released at the beginning of the administration, well before a negotiated bipartisan bill. Former President Clinton actually referred to Laken Riley Sunday campaigning for you in Georgia, saying if those men had been properly vetted, Laken Riley probably would not have been killed. So if it wouldn't have happened, this is well before any negotiation. This is well before Donald Trump got involved in the politics. This is a specific policy decision by your administration to release these men into the country. So what I'm saying to you, do you owe
Brett, those families an
apology?
Let me just say, first of all, those are tragic cases.
Matthew Partain said the reason she won't go on Joe Rogan is because it will be live and it will mean that she has to sit there for at least 2 hours and answer honest questions.
There's no question about that. There is no question about that. And I can't imagine the pain that the families of those victims have experienced for a loss that should not have occurred. So that is true. It is also true that if a border security had actually been passed 9 months ago, it would be 9 months that we would have had more border agents at the border, more support for.
If you guys never would have messed with Trump's border policies, that would not have happened. Or it would be a very low chance of that happening. She's talking about 9 months ago. Like, what is this? You see, like, when I've been like running these videos, I've been waking up like, yo, these Democrats be capping, bro.
The folks who are working around the clock trying to hold it all together.
Madam Vice President.
To ensure that no future harm would occur. And this election in 20 days will determine whether we have a president of the United States who actually cares more about fixing a problem, even if it is not.
Subscriber Yoha said, love it. They open the border and still blame Trump. You said it, not me, bro. It's crazy.
To their political advantage in an election.
Hit the like button if y'all can. Like, double tap y'all screens. We got like 60-something thousand views already. You know what I'm saying? Maybe we'll get it to 100,000. I don't know. But if y'all like double tap the screen, like that'll end up liking the video. And they've got like the where you can, you know, tap the hearts and stuff like that. Because we got to fight against a lot of things, right? Because the entertainment industry is trying to make people, you know, not pay attention to the election. You've got Lil Wayne, you know what I mean? Like with the Hot Boys, you know what I mean? Like coming and doing a concert. You got somebody just passed away. I can't remember the dude's name. Like, you know what I'm saying? A popular person in the music industry passed away. You know what I mean? You got a lot of things. Young Thug is about to drop a music video and a song. So it's a lot that's going to try to distract people. So we have to fight through all of that. I see people starting to hit the 100s and the hearts. I appreciate that. So we got to push this video out. People have got to see, and shout out to everybody for, and I see you, Miles. He said, congrats on 100,000 subscribers, man. Y'all have helping to get this channel to 100,000 subscribers. I do want to say I thoroughly, you know what I mean, I appreciate y'all. Because now people can see, hey, it's people that look like me that may have a different opinion. You know, we don't all have to be blue. Like, we're not born with blue on a birth certificate. You know, it's what it is. Like, if you want to be blue, you be blue. You know what I mean? But, you know, people need to see it's different people that think different ways. Yeah, I know it's Quincy Jones. I didn't want to say it because, you know, people just going to run to see what that is. But he ended up passing away. He was like 91 years old, you know, so it's unfortunate. You know, it's a loss, you know, to somebody that contributed a lot. But, you know, so RIP to him. It's sad, like how all of these things always happen, like leading up to the election. But, you know, he lived a pretty good life, you know, so shout out to him, Quincy Jones. Majestic Hero, he said, congrats on the 100,000 subscribers. Appreciate you, bro.
Because there was a solution, Brett.
Madam Vice President, it was a policy decision.
Music Junkie said, I don't know, Piper Boy. I feel like no matter which way we vote, we are doomed. I mean, Music, I want to add, should I start doing callers? I'm thinking about doing callers. Like, I don't know. I might do that. The only thing is, like, callers be calling and, like, saying bad words and stuff like that. I don't want to get into that. But I may end up start doing callers just to see how different people think about different things. You know, but I don't... If you think about it, bro, you just had, like, 4 years of, like, high interest rates. Prices... What they do to you, bro, is you will have high prices, right? In the first couple of years, and then they slowly start bringing prices down. Slowly, gas prices slowly start coming down. So when you get right, because they know people have a short you know, I mean, the hippocampus, like you have your memory bank, you have like a short memory, right? A lot of people. because it seems like they do, like with politics, people who vote and stuff, like they have a very, very short memory. So they just plan it like, you know, within 4 months, 5 months of the election, we're going to give them a little break on prices. They'll forget. You know what I mean? And this is what happens like all the time. So when you look at when Trump was in office, right? And you look at the prices, and then you compare to where she was in, not her, but Biden was in office, it was different, bro. Like, so I think, like, I mean, you can only get so much from politicians. I feel like I had a better experience. And I don't know your home person. I don't know where you live at, bro. But it would be difficult for me to believe that you had saved more money under Kamala Biden. It would be very difficult. You know, so, I mean, I don't know. Like, yeah, you could say that, like, either way you vote, it's cooked. But I think he's a better pick, bro.
In the early part of your administration. I will let one of the mothers talk about it. Take a listen.
Frank Greatness with the $2 donation said, I hate when she speak because all that comes out is BS.
Because of the Biden-Harris administration open border policies catch and release, they were enrolled in the Alternatives to Detention program. This meant that they were released into the United States. It was not even a full 3 weeks later that they would take my daughter, Jocelyn Nungare's life. I believe the Biden-Harris administration open border policies are responsible for the death of my daughter.
That's the early days. So do you owe them an apology is what I'm saying.
I will tell you that I am so sorry for her loss. I am so sorry for her loss. Sincerely. But let's talk about what is happening right now with an individual who does not want to participate in solutions. Let's talk about that as well.
But do you want to answer
in all fairness, I told you, I feel awful for what she and her family have experienced.
During that time, you said repeatedly that the border was secure. When in your mind did it start becoming a crisis?
I think we've had a broken immigration system transcending, by the way, Donald Trump's administration, even before. Let's all be honest about that. I have no pride.
Obama was getting people up out of here, though. I ain't gonna even lie. Like he was getting people up out of here. So I'll give him credit for that. All right, so dude that made an inflation comment. I seen you in the comment. Let me just show you something. All right, we gonna look at inflation. The Federal Reserve Bank. I mean, all right. So let's look at inflation. All right. So in 2020, 1.2%. 2021, 4.7%. So Biden and them taking over, right? So 4.7% inflation. 2022, 8%. 2023, 4.1%. And then now we're at 3.2%. So when you look at when Trump was in office, inflation was way lower. So I don't understand how y'all, like, how can you see this and not think that's a problem? Like, what they do is they come in, look what they did. Inflation got crazy. It didn't matter if you had an 800 credit score. None of that mattered. If you needed a new car, you wanted to buy a house, all of that. You needed a loan. You needed repairs on your house. You needed to, pull out some money. You know what I mean? All of that. You needed a loan, right? This is crazy. Literally crazy. You tell me. So with this, you don't think goods are going to go up in cost? I'm just asking.
And saying that this is a perfect immigration
They don't
system,
like the facts, bro. At Sapper West, they don't like the facts. They don't like when they have to see. Let me rewind what she said. When they have to see that for themselves, they're like, "Yo, like, yes, that's what they doing." I'm not coming at you, but that's what they doing.
Who does not want to participate in solutions. Let's talk about that as well.
But do you want to answer
in all fairness, I told you, I feel awful for what she and her family have experienced.
During that time, you said repeatedly that the border was secure. When in your mind did it start becoming a crisis?
I think we've had a broken immigration system transcending, by the way, Donald Trump's administration, even before. Let's all be honest about that. I have no pride. in saying that this is a perfect immigration system. I've been clear. I think we all are.
And I'm gonna be real, like Obama's inflation wasn't that like really that bad. Their inflation was, come on, bro. Like, nah, like that's crazy. Like their inflation was crazy.
That it needs to be fixed. We need more. I was just down at the border talking with border agents, and they will tell you, and I'm sure you probably, I know you investigate and you are a serious journalist. They will tell you, we need more judges. We need to process those cases faster. We need the support for those cases that should be prosecuted. They need more resources, and Congress ultimately is the only place that that's going to get fixed, Brett.
Well,
that's how this system works.
That's the premise of this question.
Yeah, and then Trump pledged like more border agents and stuff. That's why they're like standing behind him. Trump pledges 10,000 extra border agents and fight with Harris over immigration. So, I mean, like, yeah, they're overrun, bro. Donald Trump pledges on Sunday to hire an extra 10,000 Border Patrol agents if he is reelected as president, as he intensifies his attack on Kamala Harris on the issues of immigration. The Republican presidential candidate said he would meet the goal by asking the U.S. Congress to fund a 10% pay rise for Border Patrol agents and a $10,000 retention and signing bonus at a rally in the border state of Arizona, an election battleground. So you got to understand too, right? People who are border agents, they need raises, bro. And the reason why I'm saying that is because if you're not getting paid a decent amount of money and you at the border, and if somebody offers you some money, you know, I'm just saying, you might kind of like, you know, people are human beings. You know, so yeah, they need to get paid. They need to be getting raises. They need to be getting all that. Like, they're keeping our border safe. Like, everybody want to like, oh, basketball players need to make more money, and like, nah, bro. Like, people who be keeping us safe need to make. I think EMS workers need to be making more money. Teachers dealing with these bad kids need to be making more money. That's my train of thought. Especially people at the border. You know what I mean? I think they need to be making more money. And then Tom said 10K pull from new IRS agents. We don't need more interior cops. We need border cops. And then Jipper K said 380,000 children missing off Kamala's border. Yo.
Plus executive orders that were rescinded in the first days. Many of those were Trump border policies. I'm not going to stay here because there's other things to talk about, but you frequently talk to the Border Patrol Union for support of that bipartisan bill, and they did. They supported it. But they also just endorsed Donald Trump and said, Yo,
that's crazy. Fact Focus claims that more than 300,000 migrant children are missing, lack context. Republican includes oh yeah, you know, they're like liberal. Republicans, including former presidential Donald Trump, have recently claimed that hundreds of thousands of migrant children who crosses the U.S. Mexican border unaccompanied are missing, then criticized the border policies of the Biden administration and Democratic presidential nominee Vice President Kamala Harris. Ohio Senator J.D. Vance, the Republican vice president nominee, repeated the claim during Tuesday night's debate. We have 320,000 children that the Department of Homeland Security has effectively lost. He said as he met Minnesota Governor Tim Walz and what is likely the last debate of the 2024 presidential campaign, but immigration experts say the claims regarding missing migrant children lack significant context. What do you mean it lacks context? Here's a closer look at the facts. Claim the Biden administration has lost more than 300,000 unaccompanied migrant children. The claim misrepresents information in an August report published by the Department of Homeland Security Office of the Inspector General, which faulted Immigration and Customs Enforcement for failing to consistently monitor the location and status of unaccompanied migrant children once they are released from federal government custody. The report noted that more than 291,000 unaccompanied migrant children had not as of May 2024, received a notice to appear in court. Additionally, more than 32,000 unaccompanied migrant children got a notice to appear but then failed to show up for immigration court hearing. Those figures came from ICE and covered a period from October 2018 to September 2023. During that period, there were a total of 448,820 unaccompanied children released by ICE to the Department of Health and Human Services Office of Refugee Resettlements. But experts say it is a reach to refer to roughly 300,000 children as lost or missing. This is not a missing kids problem. It's a missing paperwork problem. Jonathan Bayer, Associate Director of Research and Evaluation of the Acacia Center for Justice's Accompanied Children program, wrote in an email. Plus, President Joe Biden only entered the White House partway through this period and includes approximately 15 months when Trump was president and does not specify how many children arrived in the U.S. under each president. Experts say there are many reasons why the children might not have appeared for hearings or received a notice to appear in the first place. For example, they only get a notice to appear when removal proceedings against them have begun. And if ICE hasn't started that removal process, they wouldn't have gotten a notice to appear in the first place. The lack of communication between government agencies could mean a notice is sent to the wrong address if it has been updated with one agency and not the other. A child's guardian may be unable to take them to court, perhaps because they live in another side of the state. The report does not provide any explanations. All of these factors can explain some of the deficiencies, and a conclusion that the children are missing could be very, very premature, said Raul Pinto, Deputy Legal Director of Transparency at the American Immigration Council. And then it says Carmen Hills, an ICE spokesman person, said the agency agreed with the Inspector General's recommendations to improve information sharing within ICE and externally with HHS, but disagreed with the suggestion that the children are missing. I mean, they are low key. Like, y'all don't know where they are. Like, what are they talking? Like, AP, what is y'all saying? Like, they don't know where these people are. If it's changes of addresses and stuff, they don't know where they are. So y'all don't know where they are. So they missing to y'all. But like, I guess they trying to say like they not just like, you know, in America, like randomly like walking around like missing. You know what I'm saying? But we are concerned that the report findings are misleading and may be misconstrued because they fail to acknowledge key facts, she said. Hillis said ICE does not generally issue court notices to accompanied children until after they have been placed with sponsors who have been vetted by HHS so that they can get settled and seek legal help. Representatives for HHS and Vance did not respond to requests for comment from the Associated Press. An unaccompanied migrant child is defined by the U.S. government as someone who was under 18, lacked lawful immigration status, and has no parent or guardian in the country to take custody of them. When they are apprehended by the Department of Homeland Security, they are transferred to the HHS Office of Refugee Resettlement. They are then placed in a last restrictive setting that is in the best interest of the child, according to the resettlement office. That can mean shelters, foster care, or residential treatment centers, among other options if possible. Children are released to sponsors, often family members, who can care for them. Removal proceedings may be initiated by ICE and the Department of Justice. Some children are able to stay in the U.S. legally if they qualify for asylum, special visas for victims of abuse, trafficking, and other crimes, or other types of immigration relief. In those cases, removal proceedings may never start. So I don't know, like maybe it's not.
It's been, quote, a failure with border security. Why do you think they said that?
I think they're
Yo, so you could just like, if you want your kid in America, just like drop them off. That's crazy. That's crazy, bro.
frustrated, and I get it. They want support. They want support, and that's what that border security bill would have done. These guys down at the border, these men and women, they're working hard. They're working around the clock. I get it.
There's a lot of people that look back at what you said at 2019 when you first ran for president. And there have been changes, and you've talked about some of them. When it comes to immigration, you supported allowing immigrants in the country illegally to apply for driver's license, to qualify for free tuition at universities, to be enrolled in free health care. Do you still support those things?
Listen, that was 5 years ago, and I'm very clear that I will follow the law. I have made that statement over and over again, and as Vice President of the United States, that's exactly what I've done, not to mention before.
If that's the case, you chose a running mate, Tim Walz, governor of Minnesota, who signed those very things into state law. So do you support that?
We are very clear, and I am very clear, as is Tim Walz, that we must support and enforce federal law, and that is exactly what we will do.
So decriminalizing border crossings, like you said in 2019.
I do not believe in decriminalizing border crossings, and I've not done that as vice president, and I will not do that as president.
Yo, this border situation is super complicated because it's like, you know, like, because a lot of people are coming over here asylum seeking, like they don't have enough judges. Like, you know, people already don't speak English. They just come in here. Like, let's be real. You know what I mean? Like, they just come in here. So it's like, you got to expect them to, like, come to, you just giving them something saying, okay, we'll come to court. Like, on X, Y, and Z date. Like, they ain't about to listen. So it's a lot of issues, man. Like, so ICE actually needs to, like, start deporting people. I don't know how expensive that is, but they need to, like, talk to Mexico. Like, yo, y'all cannot be, like, just sending people here. Like, y'all need to have some shelter in place so when we send them back, you know what I mean? It could be like a smooth process. But
so
this is crazy, bro.
That you've had.
But let's be very clear. I'm the only person who's running for president who has prosecuted transnational criminal organizations, from the Sinaloa cartel.
Hey, Myth Vengeance. Listen, if you rewind the video, we talked about all the stuff that's there in the title. Now we're reviewing, like, some of her interviews and stuff like that. So just chill out. You know what I mean? Maybe watch the video back. JD Nolan 199, he said, border is not complicated, just close it. No, I mean, like, that's what should have happened. Like, Trump already had it in place. Now that they removed that, like, his border policies is super complicated now. Like, because they can't, this is a mess, bro. This is a mess. Like, they're gonna either have to have ISIS. Maybe they need to talk, like, if they should have been talking to Obama about this. Like, let's be real, bro. Like, Obama was, like, getting people up out of here. Like, maybe they should have talked to him about, like, yo, how did you do this? If they can just have him, like, campaign and do it, like, how did you do it? You know, that way they can at least, like, be kicking people back out. You see what I'm saying? Trump, like, shut everything down to where it wasn't as bad as what it is now. But there's still going to be an asylum-seeking problem. Like, because people are going to come here like, oh, well, they're trying to traffic me in Mexico. Like, I have to come here. And then, like, the way the government is, it's, like, so nice here. They'll, like, be like, okay, well, we going to give you a slip. Come to court this day, and we going to see what's going on. And they just going to let these people rock out, bro. Like, I think the government is, like, way too nice.
Guadalajara cartel, to people who have trafficked in guns, drugs, and human beings. I have spent a significant part of my career going after people who present a threat to the safety of the American people and cross our border with the intent of doing us harm and cross our border illegally. And I will do that work as vice president. I take that work quite seriously.
This is a time when voters, especially here in Pennsylvania, are inundated with commercials and ads. They just want it to stop because it's every commercial. But many of them add noise, but a few of them seem to break through. This particular one from the Trump campaign has gotten a lot of attention.
Kamala supports taxpayer-funded sex changes for prisoners.
Yo, this is crazy.
Surgery.
For prisoners.
For prisoners. Every transgender inmate in the prison system would have access.
So are you still in support of using taxpayer dollars to help prison inmates or detained illegal aliens to transition to another gender?
I will follow the law, and it's a law that Donald Trump actually followed. You're probably familiar with, now it's a public report, that under Donald Trump's administration, these surgeries were available on a medical necessity basis to people in the federal prison system. And I think, frankly, that ad from the Trump campaign is a little bit of like throwing stones when you're living in a glass house.
The Trump aides say that he never advocated for that prison policy and no gender transition surgeries
you know what? You got to take responsible for what happened in your administration.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, exactly. You got to take responsibility for what's going on in your administration. Remember, we looked up the inflation. You got to take dog. $60 billion y'all gave to Ukraine. Y'all keep giving them aid. Like, what's up, bruh? Y'all undoing border policies. Yeah, you got to take responsibility for what's going on in your administration, Kamala Harris. Now you want to run the country? Let's be real. Come on, Kamala. Let's be real. You ain't being real right now.
Surgeries happened in this presidency.
It's in black and white.
Would you still advocate for using taxpayer dollars for gender reassignment surgeries?
I will follow the law, just as I think Donald Trump would say he did.
You would have a say as president.
Like I said, I think he spent $20 million on those ads, trying to create a sense of fear in the voters because he actually has no plan in this election that is about focusing on the needs of the American people. Whereas, at $20 million on that ad, on an issue that, as it relates to the biggest issues that affect the American people, it's really quite remote. And again, his policy was no different. Look at where we are, though.
They say
on plans for the American people, I'm offering a plan to deal with affordable housing. I'm offering a plan to deal with what we need to do to strengthen small businesses, which are the backbone of America's economy. I am offering a plan that is about taking care of young parents and giving them the support they need. My plans for the economy will strengthen the economy, as have been reviewed by 16 Nobel laureates, Goldman Sachs, Moody's, and recently the Wall Street Journal, which have all studied our plans and have indicated my plans for our economy would strengthen our economy, his would make them weaker, would ignite inflation and invite a recession by the middle of next year. Those are the facts.
Why do you think more people say they trust him on the economy than they trust you?
I think that when you look at an analysis of our plans for what we would do as President of the United States, it has been clear to those who study and understand how economic policy works that moving forward, because I do believe the American people are ready to turn the page on the divisiveness and the type of rhetoric that has come out of Donald Trump. People are ready to
ridiculous.
chart a new way forward, and they want a president who has a plan for the future and a plan that is sound and will strengthen our country. My plan for the economy does exactly that. His plan would be, again, to give...
I want to hear what somebody else got to say about this, because she is like, to me, like, nah, bro. She wildin'.
I promise you.
I was beginning to answer.
And when you came into office, your administration immediately reversed a number of...
Yeah, hit the hearts. I can see you hitting the hearts. Appreciate you.
Trump border policies. Most significantly, the policy...
Stefan said, pull up the clip. What clip you talking about?
That required illegal immigrants to be detained through deportation, either in the U.S. or in...
Oh, you trolling, bro. Like, you want me to pull up the clip of Biden, like, biting, like somebody, like, little small person's, like, leg? Like, Biden's weird, bro.
Mexico. And you switched that policy. They were released from custody awaiting trial. So instead, included in those were a large number of single men, adult men, who went on to commit heinous crimes. So, looking back, do you regret the decision to terminate Remain in Mexico at the beginning of your administration?
At the beginning of our administration, within practically hours of taking the oath, the first bill that we offered Congress, before we worked on infrastructure, before the Inflation Reduction Act, before the Chips and Science Act, before the bipartisan Safer Communities Act, the first bill, practically within hours of taking the oath, was a bill to fix our immigration system.
Yes, ma'am. It was called
And-
the U.S. Citizenship Act of 2021.
Exactly.
It was essentially a pathway to citizenship for the... Yes, ma'am.
May I finish responding, please?
But
you have to let me finish,
you
please.
had the White House and the House and the Senate,
I'm
and they didn't bring up that bill.
responding to the point you're raising.
It's funny. She knows what it's like for Trump now.
And I'd like to finish.
Yes, ma'am.
We recognized from day one that, to the point of this being your first question, it is a priority for us as a nation and for the American people. And our focus has been on fixing a problem. And from day one, then, we have done a number of things, including to address our asylum system and put more resources, getting more judges, what we needed to do to tighten up penalties and increase penalties for illegal crossings, what we needed to do to deal with points of entry between border entry points. That's the work we did, and we worked on supporting what was
She is not, David Lee, you bugging. She is not smarter than Trump.
a bipartisan effort.
I'm not saying like she's not smart. She's not smarter than Trump. She's not. There's no way you can say that.
Including some of the most conservative members of the United States Congress, to actually strengthen the border. That border bill would have put 1,500 more border agents at the border, which is why I believe the Border Patrol agents supported the bill. It would have allowed us to stem the flow of fentanyl coming into the United States, which is a scourge affecting people of every background, every geographic location in our country, killing people. It would have allowed...
Let's see what he got.
No, that's not what you just showed in
The Bob Woodward book that way, yes.
not
Let me
saying
ask
I'm thinking something's wrong with him rather than Trump, the way he's going after Trump. He's a maniac. He's a maniac. I'm like, I don't see any maniacal behavior. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I think both sides are dirty, but I'm not seeing any maniacal behavior. Like, I don't.
interviewers that Joe Biden was on his game, that ran around circles on his staff. When did
Stefan with the 199, he said he stated that out.
you first notice that President Biden's mental faculties appeared to
She ain't gonna be able to answer this.
Joe Biden, I have watched from the Oval Office to the Situation Room, and he has the judgment and the experience to do exactly what he has done in making very important decisions on behalf of the American
What
people.
did I tell you?
Joe Biden,
concerns raised?
Brett, Joe Biden is not on the ballot.
I understand.
What did I tell you?
Donald Trump is.
What did I tell you?
Within a few minutes of talking to President Biden at a fundraiser that he thought this was not the same Joe Biden that we saw on the debate stage.
Donald Trump is on the ballot.
I understand. You met with him at least once a week for 3.5 years. You didn't have any concerns?
She is frustrated.
I think the American people have a concern about Donald Trump, which is why the...
Wait, bro, look. Hold on.
Message for you. America, I have a message.
16,000 Border Patrol officers endorsed Trump over
For you.
President of the United States.
If we allow Borders R. Harris to win this election, every city, every community in this great country is going to go to hell. The untold millions of people, unvetted, who she has allowed into this country that are committing murders, rapes, robberies, burglaries, and every other crime will continue to put our country in peril. Only one man can fix that. That is Donald J. Trump. He has always stood with the men and women who protect this border, who put their lives on the line for the country. A man who knows about putting his life on the line for what is right.
Yo, they trying to get that raise, ain't they? But, you know, they're going to get like 10,000 more Border Patrol agents.
This November, we have a choice to make. continue the chaos, allow the criminal cartels to control the border, to allow drugs and fentanyl across our country, or put an end to it once and for all.
Yeah, hey, anybody in the chat, if you're a Kamala Harris supporter, like, I mean, just say something like what you guys think is good about her. I'll say it. Like, if you, like, I don't see anything. I see a lot of emotion, but I don't see like anybody say. So let's see what Danica Patrick got to say.
Now I'm speaking, and I'm not paid to be here. I don't have a teleprompter. I'm winging this right now, everybody. I don't need a telephone.
Hey, yo, she taking shots at Cardi B. Shout out to Danica Patrick. She said, I'm not paid to be here. I've never been to a Diddy party. Let's see if she says that.
I never went to a Diddy party.
Yo, Danica Patrick, funny, bro. Let's see what he got to say.
Y'all black men are not voting for Kamala Harris, and I'm sorry, you can say whatever you want about me. You can call black men whatever you want. Black men are not going for Kamala Harris for a lot of different reasons. First of all, let's get into these Obama comments from the past couple of weeks. Now, this is what I think happened. First of all, they've been trying to present to you a woman who is we're going to call her biracial. Like, we'll call her biracial to be polite. But at best, this one...
Yo. Oh, Jason Downs, a subscriber, I think. He said Candace Owens is exposing her so badly, it's not even funny.
Is maybe 25% black. Obviously, she has an Indian mother and a Jamaican father, and it's becoming more clear that his ancestry is a little bit Irish and Jamaican, right? So we're going to go ahead and just call her a biracial black American woman. Now, this is what I think happened. A couple of weeks back, the DNC pretty much sent Obama out to start chastising black men for not being interested in Kamala Harris. This is a woman who is not married to a black man. This is a woman who does not have black male children. This is a woman who does not have any black men really anywhere near her in her life.
You said the border bill just gave more money to Ukraine.
Okay, but they sent Obama out, who acts as the kind of like, surrogate father for all these fatherless, young black boys that are running around America, to chastise black men for not being excited enough to vote for this biracial black woman who is not married to a black man and has no black children. All right. That's the first thing. And what I do not think that they anticipated is the blowback from that. This is what I think. I think that Barack Obama was supposed to sound the alarm, and then all of a sudden, all of these black liberals in media, whether it's the CNN libs or the MSNBC libs or all of these paid black liberals in media, because by the way, they're all on the payroll from...
Let's see how much money they sent Ukraine. How much aid is going to Ukraine? 61 billion. Nah, bruh. Y'all, like, they wildin' with our money, bro.
From either the DNC or some liberal activist organization. Every single black person that you see in media, particularly on the Democrat side, is in some way, shape, or form on the payroll. Don't get it twisted.
Charlemagne the God, maybe.
And so now, I believe that they thought that he was supposed to signal to everybody else that it was totally cool to start attacking and disrespecting and denigrating black men for not being excited enough to go ahead and vote for Kamala Harris. All right. But it backfired. People got mad. Black men were starting to say, wait a minute, why are we the only group of people in this country that are chastised, that are bullied, that are spoken down to like children when we decide to make a political choice that is better for us, or if we're just not super excited about, being led by this woman who, you are trying to brainwash us into believing is black.
Yo, why are so many Democrats left the left?
After the last...
I don't know if he gonna hit me with copyright. He got like almost 3 million followers. He might, but we go listen to him anyway, see what's going on.
Last few weeks, can you see the incentives of how people slide from the left to the right? This
Yep.
sort of denial by the Purity Party. The right is welcoming with open arms. Disaffected Democrats, please come here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I do actually. So if you're grounded in your values, and I do think I am, you're not going to be seduced by people who are just nice to you, right? Like, I actually really respect the fact that the right is welcoming, that they are willing to.
Yo, what? Y'all know who she is? This the girl from the Young Turks. What is she talking about? Oh, so she bigging up the Red Party?
To, forgive past transgressions and say, hey, we will take you in with open arms. Not everyone on the right, but generally speaking, that is what I noticed. Whereas with the left, there seems to be this weird obsession with exclusivity, purity, and purging people who are, heterodox or whatever.
Yo, what do y'all think about this? This is big. She left the Young Turks, I heard. Yo, that's crazy.
And so I've noticed quite a bit of that on the left, but I really do value who I am as a person, and I just don't think that I'm going to change my political views entirely based on who's mean to me or who's nice to me. But I will say this, I don't know if it's a strategy.
Underground, as a subscriber said, because they plan to send way more. Putin gonna hit that button. They keep playing around. And then Silver said, I'm in real estate. Kamala has basically showed all of us to raise our prices $25,000. Yo, if she ends up, she's not going to do it. Congress will never pass that. But let's just say she did some way finagle a way for people to get $25,000 to put down on the house, which they're never going to do that. Like, Democrats be always saying they're going to do stuff they never do, like student loan forgiveness and all of that. If I'm selling my house, I'm raising it $25,000. I own a house. I'm selling $25,000. I'm selling it. Like, what I'm saying, extra on top of everything. So that's not a good idea for the market.
Or if it's just who right-wingers happen to be. But their willingness to welcome people is honestly how you build power. It really is.
If y'all can also hit the super chat, that'll be... Stop acting like a Democrat. Hit the super chat. Stop playing with me. This video got almost 100,000 views. You know what I mean? So shout out to y'all. I try to respond to y'all if I can, but shout out.
And the left
hit the like button too. I don't see nobody hitting the likes. Hit the hearts, man. Because we gotta fight through the algorithm.
Just fails to realize that. I don't know why they want to treat politics as if it's like this cutesy little exclusive club, but that's certainly how they treat it. But then there's also this paradox, because you look at the current.
So wait, is she no longer left?
Democratic Party.
Hey, somebody says she's talking fast. I have to speed it up because it's a reaction. I don't know this guy, like Chris Williamson, so I don't know if he's going to try to hit me with a copyright or if it'll automatically pick it up. So that's why I'm like speeding it up.
Like Kamala Harris's campaign, for instance, and she's like luring in the who's who of Bush era Republicans. And I don't like those folks. I don't like neocons. I think that, in fact, I became politicized when the neocons were in charge during the Bush administration.
Oh, shout out to her. Like, all right, that's what's up. That's what's up.
Washington Post columnist Hugh Hewitt quit live on the air over how ridiculously biased they are against Trump. Let's talk about it. How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today we got to talk about conservative Washington Post columnist Hugh Hewitt quitting the newspaper live on air.
Yo, and then what's up with D.L. Hughley and BET? BET now all of a sudden want to have like a blacks get together and talk politics in favor of Kamala Harris. D.L. Hughley is a mess, man.
Because of how anti-Trump they are. Now, this comes on the heels of Jeff Bezos refusing to endorse anybody through WAPO, which he owns, of course. Washington Post, Amazon, he owns quite a bit. Now, some editors and whatnot quit because of that. Hugh is not quitting because of the lack of endorsement. He's quitting because the culture is still pretty anti-Trump. Now, Hugh Hewitt is a conservative, but him and Trump have had some back and forth in the years past. There was one case, this is many years ago when he was running, okay, a much different looking Trump and Hugh Hewitt went back and forth. Let's play some of this, then I'm going to play a more recent Trump Hewitt interaction. Check it out.
People like Donald.
A year ago, you told me on my radio show, the audio and the transcript are out there on YouTube, that you would release your tax returns. True. Are you going back on your
No, I'm not.
commitment?
First of all, very few people listen to your radio show. That's the good news. Let me just tell you. Which happened.
So that was back then. Again, this is 2016.
Yo, Trump was kind of amped on that, bro. Hold on.
Radio show. The audio and the transcript are out there on YouTube, that you would release your tax returns. True. Are you going back on your
No, I'm not.
commitment?
First of all, very few people listen to your radio show. That's the good news. Let me just tell you. Which happened.
So that was back then. Again, this is 2016, many years ago.
Trump got to talk to him again. He got to talk to him again. Hold on, real quick.
Let's play some of this. Then I'm going to play a more recent.
Man, I want a politician like that that's like, ain't about to be playing. You fake news over there. Fake news. Fake news. Like, I want a politician like that.
Hewitt interaction. Check it out.
A year ago, you told me on my radio show, the audio and the transcript are out there on YouTube, that you would release your tax returns. True. Are you going back on your
No, I'm not.
commitment?
First of all, very few people listen to your radio show. That's the good news. Let me just tell you. Which happened.
So that was back then. Again, this is 2016, many years ago. Water under the bridge because this is them recently. Check it out.
So this is a hypothetical, Mr. President. If somehow Kamala Harris managed to win this, she would have to deal with Xi Jinping, with whom you have dealt for a long time. How would Xi handle her?
Like a baby. He'd take all the candy away very quickly. He wouldn't have any idea what happened. It would be like a grand chess master playing a beginner. We would lose our country or be in World War III. It could be that would happen too.
Right on. Very good answer and a very good question from Hugh Hewitt. Now, let's get to the walkout, okay? I want to show you guys something here. What we have on the screen, I don't know her name. Maybe you guys know. There's Hugh right there, upper right-hand corner. This man here is Jonathan Capehart. You may know him from when he cried when Michael Fanone came on. You know, the J6 cop. Remember that?
Officer Fanone, I'm going to try to get through this. Thank you for what you did 3 years ago today.
Yeah, that's the same guy. Let's watch this, see what's going on, and see just when the walkout happens.
Wait, what?
Thank you for what you did 3 years ago today.
Yeah, that's the same guy. Let's watch this, see what's going on, and see just when the walkout happens. And of course, I will link to everything in the box. But without further ado, let's go ahead and roll it.
This week, Donald Trump is laying the groundwork for contesting the election by complaining that cheating was taking place in Pennsylvania by suing Bucks County for alleged irregularities. And this is on top of his continual assertion that if he loses, it's because of cheating.
Yeah, that's what he's been laying the groundwork for this, just not in the last week, but in the last umpty-ump months.
Umpty-ump months.
Umpty-ump months. I'm about to get out of here because the likes are like starting to wane down. You know what I'm saying?
Okie dokie. Now, Hugh in the top is just like, his body language is like, man, these people, this is ridiculous. Every day I got to deal with this. Every day I got to listen to this dude crying and this lady crying. I am tired. That's that body language right there.
No election can be fair.
Her name is Ruth Marcus, Associate Editor, Washington Post.
Unless in Donald Trump's mind, unless Donald Trump wins it. And I think we are going to see him both rev up his supporters to contest elections outside of courtrooms and go to every courtroom he can in America where it's relevant to make whatever arguments he can, no matter how far-fetched.
You're talking about frivolous court action. Isn't that what happened to Trump? A lot of projection as usual. Per usual.
We saw
Jonathan, I've got
out last time, but it didn't work out this time.
Finish,
Hugh. It may not work. That may not happen this time. And now I'll let you go, Hugh.
Well, I've just got to say, we're news people, even though we're at the opinion section. It's got to be reported. Bucks County was reversed by the court and instructed to open up extra days because they violated the law and told people to go home. So that lawsuit was brought by the Republican National Committee, and it was successful. The Supreme Court ruled that Glenn Youngkin was successful. We are news people, even though we have opinions, and we have to report the whole story if we don't.
You got to report the whole story. And, you know, I'll tell you from the beginning, yes, I'm a conservative person. I like conservative.
Dre said, I don't know why Democrats want a hard life. I think it's peer pressure, bro. Like, you gotta think like me. I've been under a lot of peer pressure. I've ignored it. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, yo, what are you doing? Like, what are you, like, he's white. Like, people be saying like all kind of stuff. Like, I think it's just people are scared to step out and try something different because they're afraid of ridicule. People aren't gonna like them. You know what I mean? And people in urban communities, like us black people, we have like very strong opinions. Like, we're gonna keep it real. You know, people don't want to be bullied. Like, so they, you know, people just like conform is what I think a lot of it is. You know, and then the music, like, my president is black, you know, you get stuff like that. Like the Democrats control a lot of aspects of black entertainment. Like, look what they doing with BET. Like, come on, man. You know, like, I shouldn't say not the Republicans, but the Democrats. Like the George Soros, like they got the strings. They be manipulating everything. Kanye West was trying to tell you, like, the music industry is controlled. Like, and they've got like the prisons and the music, the same people, like, they controlling that. Like, why do you think the music, like, in urban, it's crazy, bro. It's so controlled. You know, so that's why you get like a Cardi B, like, an Usher stand up and say something in favorance of Kamala Harris. She's a Democrat. And you got Stephen A. Smith, like, you know what I'm saying? Like a black sports commentator. They got him to like stand up for her. Magic Johnson, like all of these people. Like, they try to use like black influence to further their agenda. That's what they do. It's just, it's foul play, if you ask me. But yeah, people don't want to step out and vote different because they don't want to deal with that peer pressure. That's what I think it is. So it's that, and then a lot of people don't know what's really going on, because you got to understand, like, I'm in a Republican state, right? I came from, you know, Cleveland, Ohio was technically like a Republican state, but Cleveland was more like democratically like driven, right? So I understood how it was to be in a democratic place. Right. And then like coming to the South, you see, it's just like the marketing is different. Like, you see different things on TV. You know what I mean? It's just, you know, stuff like that. So I think it's a lot of different like variables as to why people end up just voting blue. You know, and it's a free country. You can vote for who you want to vote for. But I wish people would just like if you, when you get in the voting booth, nobody is there with you. They might go with you to the voting booth, but you can like click Republican. And they will never know. Just like how Michelle Obama is trying to tell women, oh, don't listen to your men. You know what I mean? Vote for women. Vote for, you know what I mean? Like, she just said that in a speech. Like, stand up for us. You know, people need to stand up for, like, yo, like, I don't like this way of life. Like, when you go to these hoods look terrible. You know what I mean? And then like, come on, bro. Like, people just need to wake up and then take charge of their life and keep saying like, oh, I don't care what people think about me. Like, y'all do be caring, because y'all be conforming. And I see it, like, you know, on a different scale, right? I got like 100,000 people on this channel. And, you know, like on Twitter, or people DMing me like, what is you doing, bro? Like, you being to this and you being to that, you pandering to them. Like, I'm getting it like on a different level now. So, but it's just me, like, I'm me. You ain't about to tell me what to do. Like, you can't, I don't care how much bullying you, like, let me show you something, right? This is a popular battle rapper, right? He's like trying to bully me into being, look what he just said. He said, MAGA loser has tweeted about me 3 times in the last 20 minutes. And this dude's been like all over my tweets. If you go look at my tweets, this dude is on them. He's a battle rapper. His name is Thesaurus. He think he can bully me into being a Democrat. He can't do that. The thing is, Piperboy Wim is a huge effing loser. He think because he's popular, I'm gonna be like, just oh yeah, well I'm not afraid to show my, you know, my notifications. Like, look, like, that's ridiculous. This is hold on, let me go to my notification. Like, I'm gonna show you. Like, look at all these notifications. He's on my notifications. Like, trying to, like, look at him. So I'm experiencing on, like, he said, you posted screen, like, because I said something about Biden. You posted screenshot from something in 1977 about somebody who isn't running and who didn't vote for LMAFO, all because you are sent for a real life pedo. Like, look, you see what he's saying? Dude, I don't care how popular y'all are. Y'all not about to, like, bully me into voting for, like, who y'all want me to vote for. It ain't about to happen. And he mad because I got 100,000 people on this channel and I got like 20-something thousand people following me on Twitter and I'm saying my opinion. Yeah, the source is a goofball. He is. He won't get up here and debate me. I would debate him and destroy him in a debate. He won't do that. He will not do that because he can't substantiate why somebody should vote for Kamala Harris. I'm just saying I'm seeing it on all scales. Not all, but like, you know, different scales. You're not about to bully me. I don't care who you are. Like, this lady does not need to be president.
Conservative values. I'm going to give you my opinion about that. But when it comes to the news, I do my absolute best to give you the 100% most accurate story. I write it on my website. I give you sources. I do everything for accuracy. That's very important.
Thank y'all for hitting
my
the
opinion
likes.
is my opinion. That's separate from facts.
Bring up part of the story. So yes, he's upset about Bucks County, but he was right and he won in court. That's the story.
When Trump,
let's get to all this Project 2025 y'all saying in the comments, right? Because I see maybe some people may not have seen all of this stuff.
When Trump got shot, you think
let's go to Project 2025 because this is what y'all like to say.
It's just out there. Project 2025.
You're going to hear tonight is a detailed and dangerous plan called Project 2025.
He not popular in like regular like rap, but like in battle rap, he's like a popular guy. But like, listen to this 2020. Like, he's really a loser. You know what I'm saying? He sits around, he tweets all day. He's a loser. You know what I mean? He don't have a life. Nobody really. He used to be popular in battle rap back in the day, but he sucks. He chokes in all of his battles. He's terrible. You know what I mean? And he's mad. And he's like a super Kamala simp. That's what he is. But let's listen to this Project 2025. You are a Kamala simp, the source. I know you watching this. You a simp, and your battles are terrible. Nobody wants to book you. You're horrible. And when you get booked, you're basically a punching bag for battlers because you're a terrible battler.
President intends on implementing if he were elected again.
Let's
Thug life.
Here, I keep hearing about Project 2025 from everyone on the left and all these Democrats. They keep talking about it. This is Trump's plan, Trump's plan, Trump's plan. What does Trump have to say about it? Because the only time I've ever heard Trump speak about Project 2025 is when he's saying things.
Yeah, look at, bro, don't tell me you at the source simp. He said he's not terrible. He chokes. Choking, that's forgetting what you're saying. He's terrible. If he can't get through his material, he's terrible. Like, what do you not understand about that? Like, don't be simping for the source. If you can't, like, get through your material, you're terrible.
It's just out there. Project 2025.
You're going to hear tonight is a detailed and dangerous plan called Project 2025 that the former president intends on implementing if he were elected again.
Let's hear. I keep hearing about Project 2025 from everyone on the left and all these Democrats. They keep talking about it. This is Trump's plan, Trump's plan, Trump's plan. What does Trump have to say about it? Because the only time I've ever heard Trump speak about Project 2025 is when he's saying.
Shout out to Soso for subscribing.
Things like this.
Like some on the right, severe right, came up with this Project 25, and I don't even know. I mean, some of them I know who they are, but they're very, very conservative, just like you have. They're sort of the opposite of the radical left, okay? You have the radical left and you have the radical right, and they come up with this, I don't know what the hell it is, it's Project 25. He's involved in Project, and then they read some of the things and they are extreme. I mean, they're seriously extreme. But I don't know anything about it. I don't want to know anything about it. But what they do is misinformation and disinformation, and they keep saying, he's a threat to democracy. I'm saying, what the hell did I do for democracy? Last week, I took a bullet for democracy.
Literally.
Like, let's be real. Again, I keep saying let's be real because no one's being real. Like, he's saying he doesn't know about it. He's saying he knows some people who put it together. He knows and admits that it's very far right, the same way there's a far left. And that's that. It's not fair to pin him to something that he says he has nothing to do with. It doesn't matter if he knows some of the people who wrote it, so does Kamala. He incited violence on January 6th.
President of the United States incited a violent
Somebody said we needed Condoleezza, not Kamala.
mob to attack our nation's capital.
What did Trump actually say? Again, we keep being told what he said. We keep being told he incited violence.
I mean, but like the Project 2025, somebody said the person that wrote Project 2025 just endorsed Kamala. Let me look.
They don't want to hear that. Oh my, look at these faces.
I'll let you keep going, Jonathan.
No, I don't appreciate being lectured about reporting when many times you come here saying lots of things that aren't.
I won't
based
come
in
back,
fact.
Jonathan. I'm
But-
done.
but-
I'm done. This is the most unfair election ad I have ever been a part of. You guys are working. That's fine. I'm done.
So, Ruth, you wrote.
Hey, round of applause for our man.
Hey, I like that.
Keep going, Jonathan.
No, I don't appreciate being lectured about reporting when many times you come here saying lots of things that aren't.
I won't
based
come
in
back,
fact.
Jonathan. I'm
But-
done.
but-
I'm done. This is the most unfair election ad I have ever been a part of. You guys are working. That's fine. I'm done.
So, Ruth, you wrote.
Hey, round of applause for our man.
I can't wait for tomorrow. MAGA, 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 MAGA.
The right thing, Hugh. Shout out to Hugh. Good for him. Good for him.
Column this week, ending with this line, and actually, I think this is perfect. We're going to put it on the screen. You wrote, "You want to know the stakes of this election? Not only democracy, but decency." Talk more about that, Ruth.
Oh, so you're trying to say that he was indecent? He didn't curse. He didn't use any foul language. He was like, you know what? Okay, I don't like this. I'm out. I see nothing wrong with that. And then, you know what probably set him off was this face right here. Oh, boy. Oh, man. If I was Hugh Hewitt, I'd be hot. I'm talking about fire truck red, ready to bust up out of my seat. Oh, man. That right there. And then her face. Hugh Hewitt tired of it. He's like, man, I'm coming to work every day dealing with y'all idiots. I'm done. I'm out. So I don't blame him at all.
So, Ruth, you wrote a column this week, ending with this line, and actually, I think this is perfect. We're going to put it on the screen. You wrote, "You want to know the stakes of this election? Not only democracy, but decency." Talk more about that, Ruth.
Okay, I'm collecting myself.
Okay, let's get it together.
Oh, Ruth froze.
Look at that. Look at God getting in the way. Man, look, I ain't trying to hear you no more. That's kind of what that said right there. That's hilarious.
Ruth is frozen. So hang in there, everyone. We're going to see if we can try to get Ruth back.
Your whole program falling apart, K-Part. Your whole program.
Man, these boo people.
This lady is having a breakdown because her dad is supporting Donald Trump. I hate you, you fucking whore.
Yo, hey, Amala, you couldn't like bleep out the bad words? Amala, you got all these editors doing all this. Come on, bleep out the bad words, Amala. Hold on. Where is it? Hold on. I don't know, because Amala ain't bleeping out them bad words. Bro. We can't do that.
Washington Post.
I think this is perfect. We're going to put it on the screen. You wrote, "You want to know the stakes of this election? Not only democracy, but decency." Talk more about that, Ruth.
Okay, I'm collecting myself.
I don't be getting that many views. she get so many views, she don't care. She could just, this video could be limited, that video can be limited. I ain't about to be doing all that. I've been on here for hours. I rock with you, I'm a little bit.
Okay, let's get it together.
Oh, Ruth froze.
Look at that. Look at God getting in the way. Man, look, I ain't trying to hear you no more. That's kind of what that said right there. That's hilarious.
Ruth is frozen. So hang in there, everyone. We're going to see if we can try to get Ruth back.
Your whole program falling apart, K-Part. Your whole program is just all the shambles, all the pieces.
Back to this we're gonna get Ruth back.
You on the air with no shape up and a low cut. What is this hairstyle, man? Cut it all the way bald like me, or do something with that, man. This is crazy. Like, what is this?
In a moment.
Yo, come on, man. You ain't got to go in on this hairline, bro.
This is First Look, Washington Post Live's nonstop shop for news and analysis, and Ruth is back. So I'm going to read that quote back again from your column, Ruth, where you wrote, "You want to know this."
Yo, did y'all vote yet? Like, let me know in the chat if y'all voted. I'm about to get out of here in a minute. Let me know if y'all voted.
Stakes of this election, not only
whether or not you red or blue, you know what I'm saying? Let me know which party you ended up voting for.
Democracy, but decency. Okay.
Shout out to Scott Daly.
Lost her again. Everybody, if you've been watching First Look, you know that these conversations can be interesting, contentious. You just saw Hugh Hewitt leave the conversation, which is lamentable, unfortunate. It is what it is.
Evan said no.
I am Jonathan Caper. I want to thank you all very much.
Leo said Trump tomorrow. Micah Brown said red. Todd McClellan said can't tell tomorrow. Curtis Satchel said Trump 2024.
For joining.
Music said he's voting in the morning. Brandon said can't vote. We got to get my rights restored. Sapper West said voting Trump tomorrow. And then Donnie said voting Trump. Ghetto Guy said that I voted on 10/24 for Trump. All right.
Us on First Look. For more of these important conversations.
Ashley Murphy says she's voting red. Leo said I'm voting red wave. Quincy said I am voting for God. TB said red. Greg said this dude is
Please.
No, I'm good. We're not good.
Craig Wilson said all the way. Fresh said Trump tomorrow. Scott, your channel is going to blow up. Has been blowing up. I appreciate you, Scott. And then Greg said Trump today. Rhonda said, yes, I did. Red.
I'm going to promote your stuff because I'm not going to watch this ever again. K-Part, the only reason I would watch your show is if something like this happens. Aside from that, I have no intention of watching Washington Post Live and hearing y'all cry about Trump the whole time. I'm tired of it from listening to it for a minute. I know Hugh Hewitt was done a long time ago. Your face you made right here.
Carlos said register blue, voting red.
Here, can we go back?
Dan
the face you made right here. This right here, that would have been my red button. You just pushed it. Ding. Oh boy.
Jay Harris red tomorrow. Another thing I want to ask y'all, if y'all hit the notification bell, hit the notification bell so y'all can get notified on when I upload. Because it looks like it's a discrepancy. Like if I upload versus like, if I go live like this, I'm going to get like 100,000 views and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Because I think YouTube like threw me into the live algorithm. But when I upload, it's not like transitioning over. Ghetto Guy said, Piper Boy, are you going to be covering the election tomorrow? Oh, yeah. I got off work tomorrow so I can watch the whole thing.
Boy, I would have been done. But as I close, I want to say this. Shout out to my main man, the Triple OG, Hugh Hewitt, for...
Tom said, I'll be doing an hour review on the election. I'll send you what I can, Piper, if my network can handle it.
Doing what's right. Get up out of there, man. Get up out of there. I don't think you need them. You have your own radio show. Hopefully.
Shout out to Evan Wesley. Subscribe. Yeah, if y'all can, like, hit that notification bell. I appreciate y'all. We got 100,000 subscribers. We got like 30-something thousand subscribers in like, a little bit under 4 weeks. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to everybody that's been supporting the channel, rocking with me. You know what I mean? And the people that, know me from entertainment and stuff that I've been doing and is still rocking with me, because it's a lot of peer pressure. A lot of people don't like that I'm red. But, I just never let people's peer pressure, peer pressure and decide like how I'm going to move. You know what I mean? So I felt like we had a better like situation under Trump, and I feel like things has kind of been spiraling down, just like Brett Baer showed Kamala Harris. 79% of Americans feel like the country is headed in the wrong direction. I felt like that, just like a lot of people, so hopefully we can get Trump into office and just hope for the best, you know what I mean? And hopefully either way it goes, it's a good election. People remain civil, and we'll see what happens. But, I'm out. I might be back tonight. I'm out. Come